What it do? 414 stand up. It's your man, 50 grand, Kevin Barnes. Monday night, man, Outlaw Radio live from the basement. Welcome to the show. We don't want to waste too much time. Want to get in and out tonight. Discuss a few things that are going on in the podverse and in the real world at the same time. Welcome to the show. My name is Kevin Barnes. Like I said, I'm the host. I'm sure the crew will come along as we get going. Let me know if we have a problem with the audio. By the way, I don't know. My computer's being a little wonky tonight. But what's going on, everybody, man? I hope everybody can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me in the comments. I don't know what's going on with my audio right now. But yeah, man. So Mondays are always crazy because the question you want to ask yourself is Monday. Is Monday the last day of the weekend or the first day of the new week? Right? Because it's always so drab, and it's so Sunday drains into Monday. So I don't know if we've ever even thought about it like that, but I always wondered that. So because Mondays are weird. So I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend, man. Live in a place where right now it's a very stressful, intense time. We have a lot of issues in the community. So thank you. What's happening, Trail Hickman? He said we can hear you. What's good, bro? What's going on with you, my brother? I just want to make sure my sound was on deck because my little kid and caboodle setup over here don't always work right. But if you got something on your mind you want to call in, man, the number is 262-202-5131. Like I said, it's Outlaw Radio live from the basement. We had the air show here over the weekend, and a lot of people, I guess apparently there was a lot of complaints about it. I know. Shout out to Sean Moore. Sean Moore posted on my timeline like he's mad at John Brostoff, who I think that's his name, the alderman, who said he didn't want the air show here. So he was pissed off about that. But I thought it was a good thing to have it down there. It really is some crazy shit to see if you ever go see it. So I know that was kicked up. But shout out to Sean Moore, man. And listen, we didn't even talk about last week. We didn't get to talk about alderperson Shantia Lewis because she was removed from office, and I guess she pled guilty on these counts of fraud and financial mismanagement and whatnot. But I know earlier, prior to that, she had stated that she was going to prove that she was innocent, and so she was telling people, hold on and wait. So I don't know what happened. Maybe they maybe they had more information than she thought they did. If you're knowledgeable about what happened to the sister, or if you just want to speak in her favor, you're always welcome to call in as well. Numbers 262-202-5131, Outlaw Radio, live from the basement. And I know there's a lot going on locally, but I'm tripping off of this story that I had in the People's News Network about this pastor in Brooklyn on a live stream where they run up in a church, the goons with the masks and everything, and take $1 million worth of jewelry from off the pastor and his wife combined. Allegedly, they had on $1 million worth of jewelry. It's so many things to discuss here. First of all, why you got $1 million worth of jewelry on in church? And it's like, it's your prerogative if that's how you want to kick it. But this was live streaming, man. So whoever these individuals was, they ran up in there, and the brother was saying how they taking his Rolex and whatnot. And I was just thinking like, wow. And I want y'all to know too, for all the people out there who are like, you really hate our city, and especially if you're a resident, you hate it because of the Kia boys. Like now that shit's kind of like a national phenomena, right? Like, so you see kids in other cities now making rap songs about Kia being Kia boys and shit like that. So I hope y'all proud of yourselves, right? I hope that's what you wanted. But yeah, man, let me know what you think, man. They ran up in the church on the pastor, man. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like with the gun, with the whole issue with guns and gun control and all this kind of stuff. Like you don't like, where's the lines? Like maybe you should just have a gun. Somebody should have a gun wherever you go. At least two individuals should have a gun wherever you go, no matter where you're at, in church. Like, do you want armed security in church? Right? Do you want some security guards at the church door? That's some. I guess that's something he would have to probably have in place if he had on $1 million worth of jury. But this brother has a lot of controversy behind his name too, man. He's has some issues. I guess he's done some time. I'm not one to judge anybody on just because you've done time. I mean, you can't be a damn good pastor. But yeah, he's very controversial. I don't want to beat on him, so but go check it out. It's in the People's News Network, man, in New York, man. And since we're talking about like parishioners and whatnot, like I don't know, a lot of church people have been getting in trouble lately, with the media and people trying to cancel them for what they're saying and all this kind of thing. And like I'm looking at TD Jakes, and it's like people mad now at TD Jakes about some comments that he made. And like we can talk about what he said, right? We'll get into that. We'll get into that. You know, but yeah, preachers are pastors. It's like hard. It's hard right now on a church man, right? It's hard right now. Let me see if I can bring the caller in. Ewok, what's going on?
What's going on, baby?
How you doing, bro?
I'm all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. I wanted to comment on that. It being live streamed and all of that, man. I wouldn't doubt if the shit was still a setup, man. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? People cold blooded these days, man. And I seen a little clip of it. It looked like it went down just too smooth and too easy. Like everybody knew everything, even if it was an inside job and somebody, you know what I'm saying, from the church knew what was what, and hooked it up like that. I still got my thoughts about it being, you know what I'm saying, straight up. They got, everything insured. All of that shit is insured. So I don't know, man. It sounds fishy to me.
Now listen. It doesn't matter what happens. A black person from somewhere is gonna step up and say, "Man, this shit is probably a setup, man. I don't believe this shit. It was too smooth." So you think he did this just to get the insurance money off the jury?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
You got to watch the
No doubt.
video. You got to watch the video. Look well.
I saw some of it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But
Man, they just walked through there. They looked like they wasn't worried about nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just was too smooth to me. Like, man, yeah, sit down, everybody. We're gonna take dude shit. Y'all gonna be all right. They knew that he had necklace. They knew he had extra necklace up under his motherfucking preacher's robe. You call it, They knew all of that shit already, man.
man, that look. They had on masks, and I guess they had big choppers, as they say, big sticks, as these youngsters say. I don't know, but it
Preacher
was
bought it
smooth.
for him.
It was smooth though. How they just kind of came in, masked up, and was like. But my question would be, anyways. I don't know. Maybe if he says his faith is that strong, where between you and your wife, y'all got on $1 million worth of jewelry, and y'all just somewhere kicking it with no security or nothing. Like, like I don't, you
Look,
know.
man, they con men to begin with. I don't think that. You ride the Rolls Royce and you got $1 million worth of jewelry and shit on and shit, man. You a con artist anyway. I'm not finna sit here. I'll tell you, I don't got nothing against pastors and a religion, but you know, I know for a fact it says in the Bible that the walls of hell be lined with false prophets. Believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, I handle these reverends with a long handle spoon. Let me put it like that. It ain't got nothing to do with what I believe. It's my opinion about most of them. That's all.
Yeah, I don't, but I mean, okay, so this doesn't automatically mean he's not good at what he does, right? Like in terms of, because I don't know what he
Yeah,
does to get
conning
his
people
money.
out of their money.
Well, I don't know. How's he conning them? How's he conning them out their money?
Yep, that prosperity preaching and shit, telling people that they pray, they God gonna send them money and all of that shit is a con. It's pimping, Kev. You know what I mean by what I'm saying. You don't get no Rolls Royce unless you pimp hard. He pimping the congregation. You already know this, man. Don't try to sit here and play like you don't know. Don't do me like that.
Now, what if he's just a good businessman, like you say, off the court, and he just happened to have bread, and then he got this big church, and so I'm just.
That's a big old what if, man. He ain't doing nothing but sitting in there lying to the congregation, man, lying in his pocket.
Hey, that
You
brother
know it.
he's very controversial though, man. His story is crazy. Like if you go back and read it, like he been to the pen and all that, but that don't got nothing to do with whether or not he's good. I don't know if he can preach or not. I never been to his church, but some is up. If he got on between him and his wife, got $1 million worth of jewelry, and some dudes
No
just
doubt.
walk up in there like bong. and just I mean, just lay you down. That's crazy. That's crazy. Man,
Yeah, exactly.
so
But
man,
you
watch
know,
that video. Check it out, man. Check it out. It's in the People's News Network, man. Now, what you
right? No,
think
no, that's
about
saying it.
TD
Okay, go ahead.
Jakes? TD Jakes got in trouble because he said that right now, as a society, we said we're raising women to be men, or we don't acknowledge women for being feminine or female. We acknowledge them for being men. Something to that effect. I don't have.
It all depends on how your mind accepts it. You know what I'm saying? How you accept what he said. First of all, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes things get lost in the context of how people speak, and everybody, you know what I'm saying? They accept stuff. They digest it differently. I don't think it was nothing wrong with what he was saying. He was trying to make a point, though, and the understanding is up to the individual. But I don't see nothing wrong with what he said at all.
Well,
But like I said, we do got these women out here acting and thinking that they are, but then when that, they emotional though. When it comes time for somebody to start whooping ass and shit, then they're gonna be looking for a man.
that's that sounds funny. That sounds funny that you would say that. They don't want a man until they need one.
Exactly.
I thought what he was saying is more or less that right now women are coming up and it's like you get applauded for like saying I don't need a man. I don't want a man. I can do this on my own. I don't, I guess that's what he was going at, saying we're putting more emphasis on that than just telling women, it's cool to be a woman. I'm guessing, I'm paraphrasing TD
Right. It
Jakes.
goes back to what I said though. You know what I'm saying? People digest what people say differently. You
Right,
know what I'm
right.
saying? Their brain accepts it differently. Their ears hear it differently. I don't see nothing wrong with what he said. He was trying to make a point. And you don't get the point that he was trying to make. That's the way your brain functions. I got it. I understood what he was trying to say or what
Right.
he did say perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, like once again, sometimes if you don't like a person or if you don't care for them, it doesn't matter what they say. A lot of times people's own bias will keep them from even hearing it. And so
No doubt.
I think there's so many people in trouble right now. And I say trouble, I use that term lightly because we're not talking about like, we're talking about people on the internet trying to cancel you or people being upset with you because you said something about a particular group or whatever. So it's like nowadays we live in this society where that's so heavy, right? Like every name a person right now that's like famous that ain't had their ass in some hot water for some shit they said. And people just like it seemed like right now we just sitting around looking for reasons to get offended.
Right.
Like, oh,
Just looking for some shit. He
right,
said such and such.
right,
Because, some of that's jealousy and envy, some of it is some crybaby shit, emotion. I mean, all of this emotional shit then went too far, especially with grown ass people, man. You can understand a kid getting upset because they didn't get what they wanted for Christmas. It's motherfuckers 50, 40, 60, sitting around talking about cancer. Dave Chappelle. They made Dave Chappelle. He still got paid, but he was in Minnesota, I believe, and shit. And
yeah, yeah,
they made him go to a different venue. He still got his money, but they gonna try to tell him, "Well, we ain't gonna do the show hours before people were supposed to show up because of this shit." You know what I'm saying? So all of these people with these emotions just coming out of everywhere. Care Bears and shit shooting out emotions about
Care Bears.
everything, man.
Who
Come
said
on,
Care
man.
Bears? Um, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I did send out the link. I'm talking to my outlaws right now. I did post it. I don't know why it's going through. Let me make sure I do that again. Thought I just sent
No
it
doubt.
again. But yeah.
I'm definitely gonna watch it if you got the whole thing. I think I saw a clip of it. I didn't see the whole shit go down.
The well, like I said, people right now, man, everybody's like what they call this with I was watching the David Arnold stand-up special, which is funny as hell. And he was saying how people get participation trophies. So
Exactly.
we live in that society right there, man, where it's like everybody's just so sensitive about everything that you say to them. And like some people ain't really learned that some shit you just actually gotta just like keep to yourself.
That's around the time it started, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you mentioned that. Everyone gets a trophy. No, they don't. You know, What about the motherfucker who actually won? You taking away from his shine. You know what I'm saying? I worked hard to win this, and somebody else get the same exact looking trophy I get for losing. Fuck that. I won.
Right. Well, I mean, it's like you just building C students to say, no, just it ain't no difference from the bottom and the top. Just go ahead and do whatever you want to do, son. You'll get a trophy anyways. You were here, you contributed. So,
Right.
it's a strange time to live in. That's why I say in some
It's just like
instances you got to be like fucking and just say whatever you want, but on certain instances you got to be like, nah, I'm not gonna say that because that's gonna lead me into some. I mean, everybody's figured out how to censor themselves all of a sudden. If you think about it,
right. You go up in PepsiCo and tell the CEO, "Well, I work here too. I think I should get the same bread you get and shit." You can't do that.
right, right.
Come on, man. You can't do that. Hey, man. Well, I'm mad now. What are you gonna tell you? Are you going? Well, go sit in the corner if you're mad. Time out for you and shit. You ain't finna get no more money.
I don't, you know
But
what?
yeah,
I don't know if it's about money per se. I think people right now, man, people just, I think they want to be just feel
I was
important.
just using that as an example. I was just using that as an example. Just how ludicrous it sounds. Like with the participation trophy, you get one too. Well, there, you're supposed to get the same money as the CEO. But anyway, though, man, yeah, all these emotions just going around, man. Just like you said, like you just said too. People looking for a reason to be angry and upset about something. Like, well, I woke up 2 minutes late. It's somebody's fault. Shit. People wake up and literally mad at stupid shit like that.
It does seem like that sometimes. Like people just fuck up and be just looking around as soon as they mess up. Like I'm blaming this shit on somebody.
That's Kevin's fault. That's Kevin Burr's fault because that one day
Off
he
top,
said on his show,
yeah, off
he said
top,
something on
it's
his
Kevin's
show.
fault. Uh, Shout out to Dre Day. I see you, man. He said Outlaw checking in. Yes, sir. But yeah, and I don't want to be, you don't want to be that dude who's always, talking down to people, right? Like, so you don't, you want to be fair, but I feel like you want to be honest with people too. And like that's kind of the thing we getting away from is really being honest. It's a way to be honest without being brutal. Like sometimes you get people who they'll say, I'm just keeping it real, but everything they say is just goddamn acidic. So they just live to insult you, right? Um, so yeah, that needs to be tempered sometimes. Like you got to know time and place. But other than that, I mean, I don't like. I feel like people should say whatever they want to say.
No doubt.
So all that canceling shit is out the window. And
No doubt.
yeah, so I don't even know if this was an error of my own or the way it's looking. It seemed like it might be some shit I fucked up on. So everybody's like, "Damn, can we be on the show with you?" What's Proctor? What's poppin', man?
What's happening,
I'm gonna
fam?
let you go ahead and
What's
introduce the guest, Steve. Man. Thanks for picking up. Y'all go and get it together.
Appreciate
For
you,
sure, for sure.
bro. So I was damn sure over here like I'm trying to hit these buttons. I'm trying to talk. I'm playing the piano and singing a song and shit. What's up, man?
Oh man, all good, man. Chilling, chilling. I got comfortable watching, then fucked around and hit the good shit. So now I'm
Uh-oh.
trying to get my bearings so I can sound educated and shit.
Uh-oh. Oh, okay. I'm sure you'll get it together, man. Because I be looking back at the show. I be cracking up sometimes. You go into a direction where you get to talk about some shit from a book or from somebody, and everybody be looking around like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I'm joking. I know because Kamar agrees a lot of times, like y'all be on the same page. But I know sometimes you will bust a fact out of somewhere. I'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
Got his game face on.
I should have been on Jeopardy,
Hey,
man.
see, Real gonna give you more facts. I'm just gonna tell you some shit. You can believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? Real gonna give you some facts to lean on.
Well, that come from my days, man. When I was crazy thing is, I was groomed to be a minister. Like my auntie was our Sunday school teacher, and she put us through something called Bible boot camp. So we was always told, like, even with scripture, opinions ain't shit. Well, they ain't say that in church, but but basically, opinions ain't shit if you ain't got some references or some knowledge for people to do their own research. So
Mhm.
that's why I always try to at least have something to base my what I
Right.
speak on.
I
But
used
it's
to try to prove shit to people, but you know
yeah,
what I mean. You can't.
you
You
can't.
know what
All
I
you
mean?
can
So I
do is
got
give
tired
them
of
the
that shit,
knowledge.
man. I just said, you know what? I'm gonna talk my talk, and if they want to hear it and listen, they can. If they don't, they don't. Cause I don't
For
need
sure,
nobody to believe me. I'm
for
walking my
sure.
walk. You know what I'm talking about?
And that's fine. That's fly as hell, fam. And it's gonna resonate with who it resonate with. You know what I'm
No doubt,
saying?
no
And
doubt. That's all
and,
that
and
matters.
it, for sure. And that's what it is. And and that's why people have different styles. Like even when I was in church, I wasn't really for the pastor that hooped and hollered and dealt with emotions. I like more teaching pastors like Hines and Burks
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So but some people like that hollering and stuff, and that's why you gotta have your different varieties because everybody like the different flavors of knowledge and shit.
The hollering.
And the
So what
Lord
makes you
say,
hollering, right?
and hit the organ, wipe the forehead. I ain't said shit, but I'll do it like this.
Oh
This
no,
just.
man. Oh no. Shout out to all my fellow PKs, man. Y'all know they trying to disrespect us up in here, man. Uh,
No, I mess with the teaching pastors. They.
especially if you old school PK, like I'm with Mississippi Baptist Church. That's
Oh,
what
okay,
it was.
yeah,
You from Highland,
yeah.
man. The doom, 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 doom.
Uh-huh.
Now, what you talking about? That's part of the live stream.
I mean, hey, that's why everybody like their flavors,
But we were like, I was just like before. I guess I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Um, but I was talking about the pastor who got robbed.
Yeah. they
shout
get they get laid
out to
down.
Ewok. Shout out to Ewok. He heard me fumbling trying to get this shit together, and he called in and got me a little focused. So we talked about that, and I don't know if y'all watched this video. This dude supposedly $1
Yeah, I
million
did.
from him and whatnot. So we had talked about that, but I kind of moved into like people getting into trouble trying to be canceled because TD Jakes is the latest individual who's now people are trying to, I don't know if they're trying to cancel him per se.
He struck a nerve, but the dig this shit, man. Even if we just deal with the biblical realm, ain't nobody listened to a prophet until after they killed him. Every prophet met an unfortunate demise just for the motherfucker to be quoted hundreds of years later. So whenever you come with the truth or some shit that people ain't ready for, it's gonna make some asses raw. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, some people either get it while you here, or they get it 100 years later and get to quoting your shit like it's law. I mean, I didn't feel what he said was. I mean, it's just the
What did he
reality of
say?
it.
I missed it.
So
Oh yeah, for sure.
did you get the whole quote, Rail? Because I tried to paraphrase and I suck.
Well, he was just saying like the reason like families ain't together now is because they're championing women who are independent, don't need no man, aggressive, hard, shit like he basically said society is trying to turn women into niggas. Like you know, and it wasn't right for
Typically,
niggas
it
to act
won't
like
work.
niggas.
They
But
fucking the
what you say?
mentality up. So
Right,
scientifically, it won't work.
right. So he's saying the reason families ain't working now is because shit, women out here doing what they want to do. They cheating. They saying they don't need a man, or just saying how instead of I ain't even gonna say feminine, but instead of us being partners again, they trying to champion how it's good to do it for yourself, do it on your own,
Only
and,
in
and
our
stuff like.
community, though.
Where's that?
Only in our
Where's
community. Because the other communities, they ain't hearing that shit. They getting with their men and women.
But there's a misconception here that I didn't think anything he said indicated that he felt like women should be subjugated or You know, the old stay at home and cook.
No, he wasn't saying like
No,
nothing
no,
like that.
I didn't detect that. And so my thing is always when people say like, "Oh," I'm like, well, who nowadays who has that expectation? Unless you got a whole bunch of bread, oh, baby, you just stay at the crib all day and cook and clean. That's not something. I mean, I guess some brothers do. I don't know. My wife got an
I mean, real
MBA,
shit. My
so
lady don't work,
she
but
don't
that's
sit at
why
home and no. Oh,
that's why I write books and I work a
okay,
9 to 5 and I hustle and shit like
I
that.
see
So
now.
she
Okay,
so she can be at home tending to my children. You
right.
know.
I believe in the two incomes. I believe in
Hey,
that.
you
Strong,
definitely
strong
ain't wrong,
situation.
G. And if it was financially sound for us to do that shit, we definitely would have did it. But when I factored in the fact we got 6 kids, and
Jeez.
we would have had, I mean, we would have been coming out on fast food, we would have been coming out on child care. So it actually was more financially logical for me to just grab my nuts and do everything. And well, not everything, because shit, I wouldn't want to be a housewife.
Well,
Shit.
first of all, I
The,
don't listen. I don't know if people even understand. You said one thing, and then after that, I couldn't hear nothing else. You said
mm,
6 kids, so in my mind, I thought about daycare. As soon as you said that, as soon as you said
exactly.
daycare, so I thought I said, no, well, it don't do. It does benefit you more, right? If you got that many children, you like, because that's I don't know, that's like $2,000 a month in daycare. I don't know,
It would
depending
be
on the
some.
age of your kids.
It would be something like that, fam. Well, the youngest are 1, 3, and 7. So
Oh, that's a
those,
stack right there.
yeah. So with just those three, nah, man. So we old school, but not because I'm Mister no shit like that. But if I'm handling my side, I do expect that other side to be handled too.
Okay, so I don't know. So Kamar, where you at on this? Because see, I'm like I jumped out the window because, like I said, my wife has an MBA. There was never no,
Y'all the
never.
Huxtables over there, fam.
Well,
Like that shit is
yeah,
rare.
we're just a little bit darker. We're just a little bit darker than them, and
Oh shit.
I ain't broke my
Uh,
sweaters back out. No, I'm
two
joking.
MBAs and shit. Somebody about to get their doctorate, y'all, man. Shit.
No, but no. Even beside that, what I'm saying is there was never an expectation of me like thinking, oh, she's gonna be at home, even though she has come home from work and cooked and cleaned the house and did all of that
Yeah.
along with her job. So, but
Hey,
it ain't me saying get your ass in there and mop that floor.
again, I feel like we, what I mean, this is one of them things. Again, we got to look back in ourselves. You know what
Right.
I mean? Because see, when you're choosing a
Right,
partner, you
right.
need to find out what's compatible for you. Who can you get along with? You know what I mean? What works for your lifestyle and all that good shit. You know what I mean? Because see, you might have a man that want that independent woman. You know what I'm saying? It's the opposite
Right,
for
right.
everything. You know what I mean? So it's about finding what you want. You know what I mean? What you need. And if you got what that other person need, and then it's about the morals. You know what I mean? You got to
Right.
look for morals. You know what I mean? What do you want out of a woman? What do you want out of a man? You know what I'm saying? What type of man do you want? What type of woman do you want? So I think it's all up to the individual.
Yeah. And you know
You know,
what?
now women can't get mad when you got good brothers out here that's telling them, no, I can't get with you, sister, because it is. You know what I mean? Because see, right
Right.
now you got that. Women getting mad and like, oh, you can't tell no woman how to be. You can't tell me how to look. You can't tell me how to wear my hair, my eyelashes, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
And she
So
right.
it's to the individual.
Right.
What do you want?
Right. Yeah. But she's absolutely right. Right. Like she has the
Right.
right to say or do whatever she wants, and I got the right to say, well, I don't
Right.
fuck around with
I
that.
don't want to fuck with you. Right,
Right.
right.
It works. It's a great agreement. I don't see the problem with it.
Right.
But I'm just saying, okay, where we're at, we're talking about who should be paying what, and that don't even dictate where the balance is in the relationship, who got money
Hey,
or
hold
who's
on my
controlling the
bad.
money.
But I got one more thing to add, man. And that independent woman is always the woman talking about a nigga can't fuck with me if he ain't got this, he ain't got that. Why you worried about what the fuck somebody else got if you independent?
Well, not always though, Kamar. Not always. That's what
I
I'm
ain't say
saying. Like,
always. I usually. It's usually
right.
that independent woman that's talking about what a man need to have.
a lot of women,
And ain't
yeah,
nothing wrong with that either.
She
no,
be
not
single than a
Correct.
motherfucker too. She be
not at
single than a
all.
motherfucker.
Well, but that's her choice, though, right? You have to
Right,
respect that. That's her
right.
choice, right? I mean, because a lot
Uh-huh.
of those women. See, and first of all, we saying independent. I think we're misusing the word,
Yeah.
right? Because when I say, like, I would say my wife is an independent woman because she can take care of herself.
Right.
Right.
Right? It's not independent in the sense where she'd be like, I don't need shit. Oh,
Well,
y'all kiss my
Right.
right.
ass.
Well, you know, we
But
talking
that's
about
what
those
TD
women
Jakes
that be
was saying.
screaming that shit. I'm sure
TD
Right.
your
Jakes
wife
was
don't be
saying.
screaming that boast. I'm independent. I can do this.
Right.
No,
But
because
TD Jakes was basically
she know
saying,
herself. You know what I mean? She know what she's capable of. She knows she's a woman in her own space. You know what I'm saying? So she don't have to do that. I'm independent. I got an MBA. Man gonna have to have this. She ain't gotta do that.
Right. And this ain't even
right.
about my wife either. So I don't want people like, oh, it's about Kev wife. No, it's not. No, it's not about my wife.
Nigga, you
It's
finna
about-
get it.
but no, it makes it's an excellent example of you can be a woman who's capable of taking care of her business, but still, be a wife. Like it don't gotta be one or the other. Like if I
No, you
if I
can be
want to be
both.
right,
right.
and I would
But
think
learn
this.
learn how to tone
Whole lot
down
of
some
money.
of that other shit.
If I had a whole lot of money, a whole lot, like I was rich or whatever, right? To the point where I could say to my wife, well, you don't have to work. The one thing I would expect her to do is do something, right? Like I wouldn't expect her to just kick back and be at the crib chilling, like, well, I don't got to do nothing. She'd
Right.
have some project or something she's working on, something in the background she's doing, moving it, and she would expect me to do the same. Like, just because, okay, I'm making a bunch of, oh, now you just playing video games all day? We got money now. No, you got to get something. You need to get a little part time at some player. Crystal Ship said it's about balance. I believe that's
right. Right.
but I
And
was
that's the goal.
right. I didn't want people. I thought people was mad at TD Jakes because they were saying he was like trying to really subjugate women or what. I don't think it's objectification. I think they were saying he was just kind of trying to put them in their place and saying, well, you need to just go be a girl, right? Like, or like,
Oh no, he was
because a man can't really tell a woman you need to learn how to be feminine, right? Like what you know about it, right? Just like she can't tell
Because
you how to
again,
be a man.
he talking about his style of feminine, his preference of feminine.
right.
Right,
It ain't the
right.
same as the next man.
Yeah, it's all mixed up, man. But he's in trouble, so I'm sure he'll get his way back, man.
Oh
And,
well.
people, right? People, I'm telling you, be in the podverse. People be in trouble, man. They be out here, be having drama, like real YouTube drama, like it's crazy. Um, but yeah, man. What else is going on? I mean, listen, I got a story. I put a story in the People's News Network. It was on Vlad TV. This is this story about this dude, right? And I hope people seen this. His name was the Notorious Big One, right?
yeah.
And he had a song called Juicy. A fat dude rapping just like how Biggie was rapping over damn near the same track, but it was released. He's from Mississippi. It was released a year before Biggie made Juicy, right? And so he's putting this out, and people are saying, "Wait a minute, did Puffy hijack this brother?" And like he's saying, like he was like, "I never even made noise about it. When I was young, I used to when he first came out, but when he died, I just let it go out of respect." But he's like, "I just want people to know that this was my song, and they took it from me." And this was released, and he got his like he had a record deal and all this. He got all his paperwork to prove this is my song. And it was almost the same flow. Of course, let me get this straight. His flow ain't as slick as Biggie at all, but it's the same cadence, same beat, kind of same thing, talking about the same thing. And so I'm like, man, if I was him, I'd be trying to get paid. I don't know about y'all. Y'all got to go listen to this.
Maybe his paperwork wasn't all the way right.
Say that again.
I said maybe his paperwork wasn't all the way right. Because who wouldn't have went for that bag?
Yeah, that part of it don't make sense, Kumar.
You know what I'm saying? Like who wouldn't have went for that, man? Come on now. If your shit legit, you know what I'm saying? You really had that, you know. And maybe Puffy paid him a couple dollars. And he just didn't think he was gonna blow like that. So, you know what I mean? He really couldn't say nothing, maybe.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I once again, as big as this song was, at one
Man.
point, and once again, I'm old, so I remember this shit was the biggest shit for like 3 months straight. That's all you heard. Radio,
Yeah,
TV,
it was.
like all day, every day. This is like probably
You
the
could be in
song
the
that
right atmosphere right now and they play Juicy. and you're
Right,
gonna
right
be like,
now.
oh,
Right.
see,
Especially
Right.
if we were some old ass people. Because we'd be like, oh yeah, this is our shit. Old ass now. No, but that's still a shit, like he said. But my point is, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people now are going to try to figure out like, well, what happened? Like, why would you wait? Because that's we talking about 30 years ago. And so I don't know what that was about.
yeah, he shit out of luck
I was
if
gonna
he
play the
trying to get
song on
something
the
now.
show. I was gonna play it on here, but I decided not to because they be tripping with the algorithms and shit. And
Yeah.
all these shit, you be like, damn, what? I don't know. I'm just not gonna play.
Right.
Skip is in the chat room. She was still talking about our conversation regarding like women or women and men or men and women. She said, I think many know what love is, but haven't never experienced what it is. They know what it is, but they haven't experienced it. Says she's extra independent, but nothing compares to having a dope soul to share a life and grow old with. The right energy bring out the femininity in
And
women.
you know, but you know, let's make this clear too. Every good man wants a woman that can be independent. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like if something happened to me, I want I want a woman to be able to take care of the house, still take care of the family. You know what I mean? So it's like a thin line. You know what I mean? You got an independent to where it's like kind of like a feminist independent, and then you got a mentality, an independent mentality, to where you just live and do things as you would. You know what I mean? As you should. I mean,
Right.
it's a difference because we
Yeah.
want an independent woman. I don't want no woman that I got to teach everything and tell everything all day long and shit.
See, this is this is where it come in at when I tell people if you as a female are too independent, you got daddy issues, and if you too soft, you got mommy issues if you're a man. And that's what we always up against. Like the dude got mommy issues and he's soft as shit, and the female got daddy issues and she's hard as hell. So then the dynamic in the family's thrown off, right? Like so that creates a lot of dysfunction. I think we're missing too here. Tiarsha Arthur said, if I was a homemaker, I would make sure the house is clean and dinner's cooked. If my husband and I are working, we are going to take turns with making the meals and keeping the house clean. Man, once again, man, shout out to my wife because I'm telling you, man, I just seen her do it all. That's what I'm saying. Like, ain't nobody running from a strong like the myth is that black men are intimidated by strong black women. That's what they pretty much want to sell you on nowadays. And that, I mean, people say, well, how would you know you got you one? Well, that's true, but I'm a regular black dude. So, and I know brothers I got, they don't want no, you get so old, you don't want my girl dance at the Cheetah Club. You don't want that. You don't want that to be your girl.
Right.
You finna go get turned up at the bar. No, I'm sleeping.
But remember, it was a point in time though where motherfucker was like, "Yeah, give me this stupid girl."
Right.
It was a point when the motherfucker when you was young and you really didn't know no better, didn't know what you wanted in life and all that shit. You know what I mean? It was more of a lust thing. You see the fine, the booty, and all that good shit. You know what I mean? And you would think like that when you're young. But when you get older, there's different stuff you look for.
Still though, I mean, I would hope young brothers ain't intimidated by. Well, I mean, that's just part of being young too. Sometimes when you first encountering sisters like that, it is kind of intimidating. So, but it's something you just got to work your way through. It's a learning curve. So I would hope young brothers now ain't like, oh, she's strong and smart. I ain't fucking with her. Like
See,
that's dumb.
and I think it's the fact that like and I used to speak with a lot of women at old jobs and stuff that fall in that category. You know, they were the ones that had their masters, no kids yet, in their mid-20s, went to the gym every day and stuff, and they wouldn't settle for nothing less. My man has to have a degree like me, has to be in the gym like me, has to have no kids like me. So they some of them do give off an air of that will probably intimidate somebody who isn't secure within themselves. But I mean, I really think the real independence, I ain't gonna say it's silent, but it doesn't have to talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have like to me, there's the woman who's independent because she got her shit together, she's secure, she's comfortable with yielding the lead because she know if it's all said and done and that motherfucker can't do it, she still can make it happen for herself. But then there's that fear-based independent woman that she's only independent because she's scared to ever,
Right.
she might have been through some shit and now she's
Well,
scared to ever.
I
Oh
guess
yeah,
my biggest thing is, why does it matter? Right? Like, who cares? I'm just, and I'm speaking
right.
from a man's point of view. Who cares?
Some
Like,
of them do.
if
Some of them,
if there's women out here who put out like masculine energy and do whatever, like, who cares? I don't. I
right.
if
I,
this,
I
this
mean,
gonna
some people
do-
into it. You just pair with who matches you. And that's what you got to do. Like
no, I'm saying
they.
it's just something we need to be pointing out. Like, so even with, I respect TD Jake's right to free
Oh,
speech,
I
but I'm
see what
saying,
you're saying.
is this something we even need to be like, okay, so what? I guess he's trying to make a point so people can figure out
Well, he was just
where we're
saying why
going wrong.
the family, the reason the family is no longer really as strong together is because now
Okay.
because of that. Because ain't nobody trying to work shit out. Everybody fighting, everybody trying to be the strong one, everybody trying to be the dominant one. So that breaks the family up type shit.
Oh, okay. There you go. Thank you. Because I needed context on it. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
you
And then
know, like,
not only that, but you know what I mean? Like a lot of women, they don't know how to let men be men. And that can break a family up too. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't let me do what I'm supposed to do, like, okay, I protect things around here. You know what I mean? Now, if you're going to try to dim my light from protecting the family or something, it's going to be a problem because now I'm not comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I
If
see what you're saying.
you dig what I'm saying? Like, because see,
Uh-huh.
some women don't know how to let men be men. Because
but
like we was talking about, they take on the masculine properties.
should
So
she
it's
know?
impossible to
Should
let a
she
man
know?
be a man because she's trying to play that role.
Should she know how to let a man be a man, or should you show her what a man is? Like, now it's going deep because it's like, am I supposed to show you what a man is, baby, so you would know? Like, we getting kind of
So, but you,
now.
Kev, no, that's tricky. That's a deep dive because it's like, okay,
I
is
mean,
this
it's
woman?
probably a
Is this
conversation that
woman?
do need to be had.
It's like, is this woman in a space to where she's ready to learn something new? Like, is she working on herself? You know what I mean? To where she's open for you to be able to tell her something about herself. You know what I mean? The get better, I mean. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some women that just feel like they know everything and you can't tell them shit. And in that
Right.
sense, ain't no getting right.
Well, okay. I guess I said that because I'm like, you as a man, you deal with a woman. Of course, you can't always control who, I love her. This is my girl.
Right, right.
So, and I realize in some areas she just don't kind of let me, she blocks my thing, right? So is it a situation where I gotta tell her and show her, like, yeah, this is what it is? Or like, do I gotta like, or do I just, right? Like, and just be like,
I don't think just telling. I don't just telling no somebody something ain't good, right? Like
why am I to show you what a man is? Like, I don't feel like saying that.
when
I
you
don't
problem
want
solving, because you know when you problem solving, man, presentation is everything.
right.
You
I
know
don't
what
want
I
to
mean?
be that dude in the relationship telling me, I'm gonna show you what a man is tonight, baby. Like, that wouldn't even ride. That wouldn't ride in our crib. Man. My wife would be like, hold on now, you need to slow
Straight
up.
up.
Tiasha Arthur said Rail probably wanted one on a stripper pole because they both can walk, so they both can walk around the house naked. Rail is a hood hippie, man. He's a holistic hippie, man. He'll give you some herb.
Hey, you know what? You know what the thing is to that? When you get into that higher consciousness, they're no longer strippers. They're just nudists who like to do yoga and shit like that. So you still can have the best of both worlds at an elevated level. They still naked, but
No, I don't
it
swear
ain't a
in no
look at
club with this
it
shit. It's
ain't
cool.
a it ain't a look at me nudity. It's a I'm just comfortable in my natural state nudity. There's two. To me, motive is everything, man.
Wow.
What you think? Okay, real. What if she was in the club still?
If she's in the club still,
If she's still
and, and,
dancing in the club?
and I'm fucking with her, well, if I'm fucking with her, first off, my job as her man is to take her to that next level. So now is, baby, let me show you how you ain't got to do this shit in the club anymore. While you in the club, pass out your card with your website on it, and then I will film you on this motherfucker. And now you getting paid from the comfort of your own
Hey,
home.
you do
So,
realize that's pimping, right?
I mean,
I don't know, like this
man,
dude,
look, dig this shit, man.
he's making an infomercial for pimping. Like,
Dig
hey,
this though.
would you like to
What
turn your career around?
what do you call? I mean, my thing is as a man, and you know, okay, as a man,
I'm like, what's going on here?
I bring guidance, leadership, shit like that. So whatever you choose to do in life, if I'm fucking with you while you do that, ultimately I'm trying to drop game into you for you to do that shit better. Like right now, my lady is a seamstress. You know, she's self-taught, taught herself how to be a seamstress, a baker, all kind of shit, because what I do provides her with the time to grow.
That's
And,
right.
you know, type
right.
shit. So, no, but it's like this. If I believe a relationship is two or more people under an agreement and understanding moving as one. So I tell people there's husbands for wives, there's kings for queens, there's pimps for hoes, and then there's pastors for every woman in between.
And that's how it works. That's my understanding right there.
Because
See,
ultimately,
right now in my life,
we're built to lead, and together, if we, you know what I'm saying? It's like so. If I was dealing with a person who was still in that industry, obviously I'm okay with it, and my job as your man, baby, is to show you how to do it the most efficient way with ease, so that now you ain't sweating in the club with hundreds of niggas touching you. You dancing, enjoying yourself in the comfort and safety of our basement with a million niggas watching you. That's just...
I'm laughing at the Arthur. She said, "Baby, while you doing the lap dance, pass your business card."
yes. Let me drop this game in your ear. If you strip, write your website on some cards.
I want to go on the record. I want to go on the record right now.
I'm only here on the weekends, but
I
you
don't
can
know
have
if I would
20...
want my woman to continue that.
I got to stop this shit right now. Listen, ain't no way my old ass right now. Hey, listen, that is no. I'm
if you asked me if she was still there, what am I saying?
Right,
stop dancing or I'll whoop you.
No.
I must be okay with it.
I wouldn't even date her.
Right, that's what I'm gonna say.
I wouldn't even date her.
So y'all was looking for me to say, "Oh, I'm a leave her if she was still." I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Hey yo, I done had them problems. I know how them girls are. Them girls' minds is fucked up, dog. They fucked up mentally. I don't want them problems.
I understand.
I can't do it. You know what I mean? She's still dancing and stripping in the clubs and shit. I ain't even talking to her.
Oh, word.
Now I used to would before, but you know that's my preference. We can all have our preference, right? You know what I mean? So sisters can get mad. Sisters that still dancing, they can get mad at me if they want to, but that's my preference. I'm guarding my happiness. I'm guarding my peace.
And
you know what I mean? Like I say, I know what kind of problems come with that. A lot of the time, I ain't saying all of the time, but a lot of the time, you got to teach them girls everything, man. You got to teach them how to live in the house, dog. You might have to teach them how to cook. You got to teach them how to wash clothes, nigga. A lot of the women don't know this shit. Fuck that.
Right. I understand. I definitely understand.
We left some out. We left some out earlier in the conversation. Because what I meant to say basically is this. Whenever you meet a person, you have to consider how much you're willing to invest. Right. How much time do I really have? Like, because I mean, you know, you meet a person, you say, well, they cool for the time being, but I'm not really, you know, all this shit you got going on, that's just, you know, whatever. Then you meet a person, you be like, nah, I want to, this person, I feel like I should kind of get in there and be with. So when you make up your mind in that regard, then you do, I would say, do what Rail did. If I said, okay, I'm dating a stripper and this is what she's doing and she wants to stay and she want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I accept
that. You know, he got some work ahead.
So then, right. Then I got it. Now this becomes my job, right?
I'm too old for that shit.
I'm too old.
Invested, you know what I'm saying?
I'm too old for that.
I mean,
looking back, got the energy.
Nah, man. I just try to be objective and try to look at the flip side of shit. Nah, I'm too old to be fucking with them problems, man. But like you asked me if she was still, then my job as her man is to take her to that next level. But looking back, I say this, man. One thing I
feel like she was. I mean, do y'all know something I don't know? What the fuck is that?
No. I thought they said still. You said if they still.
Right, I'm in my head like, did Real say his girl was used to be a stripper on the show?
Oh
one
no,
time?
I thought somebody said, "What if she still dancing?" Because we was talking about hypothetical when
Oh,
they
okay.
moved from the strip club to the yoga mat.
Oh,
But
okay.
I would say, looking back over my life, man, one thing I learned that I try to tell my sons: know yourself so you know your purpose. So the woman you pick aligns with your purpose. Like when your purpose is aligned, like crackheads stay together forever, man, because they have the same purpose.
Yep.
They wake up daily and try to find their next high, and hell, they got somebody to find their next high with. They dedicated to the same purpose.
Listen,
So
no, you're right. Look, we on some bullshit, but we united on this shit.
right,
Like,
right. Just like in the midnight industry, they dedicated to a purpose of paper. That's why a lot of them can move as one. But
it says it's many women that can hide what they do for a living when they are strippers. So what if you fell in love prior to them disclosing the fact that they strip? Well, we would have an issue. Like if so, her question was basically, so what if she was telling you she was one thing, and then you find out that she was something else, right? So she was telling you, well, I'm a business manager or whatever, but she was really dancing that night, and then you found out later. I would say, first of all, as a man, I don't know how you could really fall for that. Like, you should, if I'm dealing with you, like if we in like any kind of relationship or situationship, as they would say, you would automatically notice, like, well, she says she work in the office, but she be gone all night. Right? Like, you would look in her closet and see her shoes and be like, wait a minute, where do you wear them heels to? You should know. I don't know. Oh, we had them on in the office on Fridays. No, y'all don't. They don't wear clear heels on Fridays. Come on, man. It's
clear heel Friday.
I ain't finna do the red and green, blue wigs and shit either. That these strippers be wearing.
And you know,
I can't do it.
And you know, fam, and I can honestly say, with my growth, my taste has changed. I used to, man, if a chick had on like that fire red hair like that.
Oh, there you go.
You know, I used to drive down 27th looking for that fire red.
No.
that was my young and just yeah, man. But then and then as I got deeper in the church, I wanted that Southern belle that wore gloves to church with the damn sun hat. But now I fucks with, like, they would call them brujas and shit. I like dreads. I like, natural women. All that stuff. So it's hard to really say the end all be all, because my 39-year-old self has went through phases of different women. I would not like that church woman today. Me being the man I am, that mind is too constrained and bound. I can't, and it's wild to say, I can't even deal with like a Christian woman anymore.
You don't go to church, you a heathen. You a heathen, real.
Now y'all about
you don't like, and I wouldn't even want to hear that shit. Or if I'm trying to meditate, don't be welcoming spirits in my house. First off, bring out your etymology.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. First of all, look, my wife is church, but that's not,
and that works for you.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I don't want that to be like people think all church people ain't like that, but I know what y'all talking about.
No, but the ones I deal with, because I'm Church of God in Christ, fam. You got to remember.
Yes, true.
We only a shade.
We
only a shade more easy than apostolic. Like, they the only ones that got us. So I deal with this conversation from family members, from my father. I think he just told me the other day, man, you still be over there meditating? You can see aliens if you do that shit. Like I'm like, damn.
What?
Me just trying to objectively. He like that open you up to other dimensions, and then I'm like, yeah, people. He like, on that tarot. Oh man, that's the devil. Like, so that's what I deal with. That's my family. So when I be speaking, I'll be speaking from my experiences, from my folk.
I can honestly say, my wife is straight. She's strong in her faith, but she don't impose on me. She might tell me every now and then, you don't need to drink that, or you don't smoke. Like, she might say something like that, but it don't be, oh, you're bringing the spirits and I'm gonna put you ladies. Like, that's not even. That's like that's like a stereotype of
man. I've dealt with it, so in my mind, I wouldn't want to deal with that shit 24/7 in my house. So I wouldn't even deal with anyone who but I respect
I get what you're
everybody as
saying.
everybody walk their path. Do your thing. If
Right.
that's you, do your thing. I
I
just
get what
can't
you're
fuck
saying.
with
I get what you're saying, man. See,
Right.
so we
And
like
that goes back to that independent woman. Like they can have their preferences.
right.
Everybody can have their own preferences because that's what it's all about. You talking about
you.
finding the right
Right,
match. You talking about making families work. You know what I'm
right.
saying? You have to know what your preference is and what you need.
Yeah, you
There's
better.
there's some women out here who really legit are up for polygamy, and then there's some who ain't. So
Yeah.
it'll be unfortunate for a man to find a woman who's not with polygamy and try to force her into it when
Well,
he
so
can
I
just
want to say this too. I don't want people to
yeah.
get it
Oh, for
construed
sure.
that Kamar or myself
Hey,
is like
most
talking
men
down.
do. They just don't tell
Oh,
them they put them, force
we
them
ain't,
into polygamy.
we ain't talking about we use strippers. We use strippers as an example. So I didn't like it wasn't necessarily specific to strippers because it could be she could be a booster or she could be a drug dealer or she could be a scam artist with a daycare scam going or whatever like that. We just pointed that out. Like if you were stripping, you'd be like, well, look, I take care of my business, whatever. Congratulations to you. You should, like Rail said, pass out your business card when you're giving lap dances.
Right. Then
Be-
you might be able to sit down one day. Just
right. I mean, I look, ain't nothing wrong with that. To each his own.
right.
Crystal Ship says she pray, burn sage, and love crystals. See, I don't, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, nah, or I burn crystals too, but not
And
Hey, and you
unfortunately,
know,
somebody would call her a witch for doing that shit. Ain't that wild?
somebody would
yeah,
probably.
yeah. That's why the witch doctor, witches. That's what white people put on us. You know what I'm saying? They put that shit on us. I own it. You know what I mean? I
Oh, for
own it.
sure.
Did y'all see how the police in Green Bay? Listen, Green Bay, Wisconsin. We know what it is. It's one of them things on Outlaw
Yeah.
radio. If you know, you know. AJ Dillon, who plays for the Packers. Did y'all see this video of him at the little soccer game? And the people in the crowd is telling him, "Come do a Lambeau leap," and the
Hey,
police
no, they did they did that over the PA system.
right. But the people are
Told
waiting
them
there
to go
for him.
down there.
And so the police get to grabbing and snatching on the brother, like, and then he like pushed him, like he straight fagged him off. I use that term. I'm old, forgive me. He's, how we say, he fagged him off. He grabbed him, shook him up a little bit, and just and shoved him forward. I'm not making it better. I'm using that word. Right. So, but did you see this? Did y'all see this shit? Like this is,
Yeah, I did.
and he said it's a miscommunication. You damn right it was a it's gonna be a lawsuit too.
Right.
Technically, yeah, it was a miscommunication. Like, and I feel like that security guard need to be punished some kind of way. You know what I mean? Because see, obviously he wasn't doing his job. You security. You supposed to know here this type of shit was going on. You know what I mean? You supposed to be on top of that, man. And who the fucking Green Bay don't know who AJ Dillon is?
Why do you think it's a random black dude finna do a Lambeau leap? It's a terroristic threat. Like this one understand. This is why I say most racist people are dumb as fuck, right? Like, and they do dumb shit like this. Like, but you don't even know who you just fucked with.
Right.
That part of your computer is not functioning correctly. So you don't realize that what you do, because basically you just said, just snatch this nigger up. Then somebody probably explained it to you, like, you know who that was, right? No,
Yeah.
it's some
Right.
punk I kicked off the field. He was gonna start some shit. Motherfucker make 15 times your salary, bro.
Man,
You just snatched up a piece of the cattle,
you
right?
picked the right one that day.
Right. You came on the ranch and slapped one of the prize cows. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Like, so he should be fired, man. A bullshit ain't nothing, man. He should be
Get him
fired.
out of here.
Yeah, man. Fire his ass.
Motherfucker, you in Green Bay.
Right. Like, y'all don't know who all the black people there is anyway, right? Like, no, he live here. He's straight. Like I said, first of all, AJ Dillon is fucking swole as hell, right? Like, so
Biggest motherfucker in Green Bay.
So the fact on the field at Lambeau, like, yay, doing this, yay, I'm finna jump in. And you, hey, what are you doing? Who the fuck is this dude? Like, no, you gotta get fired, man. He's horrible, man. He's horrible, man. That is horrible. Crystal Ship said that y'all see the story about the Lexington, Mississippi chief who was recorded saying he killed 13 of us and all of them have been justified. Even stated that he put. Yes, I did see that. I did see that. Right, right. I did see that. Yeah, yeah. I think somebody put that in the People's News Network. I don't know who shared it in there. Join the group, man. I'm telling you, there'll be a lot of real information in there.
I can't post in there for like 29, 28 days now. I'm in
What you do?
Facebook jail. Man, Facebook being trapping me, man. For like I shared a memory and shit, and I ended up in Facebook jail for sharing a memory that they suggested to me. And then I was in Facebook jail for 6 days, and I'm out of that now. But now I can't post in groups for like 20 something days, man.
Wow.
For sharing the shit they suggested to me.
Facebook put you through the grind, man. You be like, and that'd be weird when it be some shit from like 6 years ago that goes against our community standards.
Right.
I'm like, well, who the fuck is running this machine? Like this shit is like, it's weird, man.
6 years ago.
Right, right. And then, like he said, then they'll give you another citation for sharing the shit they suggested the memory. Like, that's stupid, man. It's the internet. And see, those kinds of things about the internet is why I say most of the time people shouldn't get caught up in this shit. This kind of shit, that weirdo shit like that should show you that it's all kind of fucking rigged and things are placed in. You talking about algorithms and how information flows and who gets it. I tell
honestly,
you what, take your ass out with your check card and shop at a store. And when you come home and get on the internet, you're going to get ads from the store you just shopped from.
Yeah, you will. Or just say some shit.
Oh, they doing that shit. Yes, look for it on the internet. When you go back on Facebook, that shit gonna be all over your like. Damn, where that come from? So
man, I mentioned somebody's name in conversation that I ain't seen in like 20 years, and then he showed up in my people I may know. That should be scaring me, man. Like, I'm like, they listening. They listening.
They know who you sailed up with.
But I honestly think they do that shit though on purpose, so that while you in Facebook jail, you create another profile, and then that make them look even better to their shareholders and shit. Because now it look like they got even more users. When a lot of these motherfuckers is people that had to make 3 and 4 profiles because Facebook keep locking them out for stupid stuff.
And Crystal Ship, in reference to what you were talking about in Mississippi, see this kind of stuff, we know that this kind of stuff exists, right? Like, and there's people in law enforcement, in the military, in our government that have this kind of crazy agenda, right? Like towards black people. So that's how you end up with some sheriff saying he killed 73 black people or however many, and they was all justified. You shot somebody 119 times. And you proud of it, like, and you out here saying that's what so these have been the mechanisms of law enforcement for so long. This is why black people look at law enforcement and side-eye them like, no, y'all, it's too much of that shit in y'all department still to this day. This is why nobody wants to rock with y'all. Tiasha Arthur said AJ Dillon getting ready to get sue them, and she said when they told me about something I shared 3 years ago, I told them I shared it when it was Facebook. Now you are Meta. Right. And now they Meta, right? Yeah.
Right.
This shit, I don't want this shit to get too weird. Like where it starts, all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, hold on, this is too much, man. The internet shit and all that, like, we gotta be careful, man. Artificial intelligence, all that stuff, man, you take that shit with a grain of salt, man. You gotta be mindful of what they put in. Like, I know a lot of people right now have Alexa in their house. My wife and I have never felt comfortable with that. Alexa,
yeah,
play.
I ain't feel comfortable with that shit.
Like, I was like, what?
You motherfucker always listening.
I'm weird though. Like, I don't even want my cars to have OnStar. Like, I'd be like, what year did they put it in that car? Give me the year before that one. Like, I don't want motherfuckers to be able to kill my engine and lock me in. Like, that's the type of shit I think about, man. Like,
with that Alexa, they always listening, man. They always listen 24
always.
hours straight. Because whenever you say Alexa, that motherfucker ready to do whatever you say. You know what I mean?
That's what they tell you turns it on.
You understand every word you put out there.
That's what they tell you turns it on, but you don't know what code, what other words they got in there that turn that motherfucker on when they just don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You say Alexa and then say, yes, how can I help you? But it probably just sitting there listening to
everything.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying right there.
Yeah.
I watched a movie where it was about a girl who her job was to like listen to Alexa commands and like improve the response system, and like she heard a murder on that shit. Like it was a little dope ass movie. I can't remember what it was called, but that was the basis of it. Like the people who working for Alexa heard a murder getting committed.
You can't see, and that's what I'm saying. Like you have to accept right now. And I'm not walking around here like paranoid to the point where I'm like, well, I'm saying something in my home that I shouldn't be saying. That's not the point at all. The point is, it's my home. I have a right to my own privacy. But you can't escape this now. This is Big Brother out here now.
Yeah,
It's
man.
everywhere, and cats do like cats catch bodies a lot of times. And back in the days, you caught a body late at night somewhere in a remote location. Boom. Nobody really knew what. Now they fuck around, have the news playing, the clip playing on the news from the security camera by the time your ass even know about it. Like,
Man.
what? I was on channel what? Like, man, was that y'all? Holy shit, where was the camera at?
Freeway light camera.
Oh my goodness, man. Ooh, man. I'm trying to tell you. Dre, they said the ring system will give your cam footage to police if a felony crime was committed near you. Right, automatically.
Damn.
Right. Automatically. That's what I'm saying. Like, so we live in this world where like it's cameras is every. The only way you can guarantee privacy is if you literally take somebody who you trust totally, and even in this case, you just don't know. Take them somewhere and have a face-to-face conversation with them, low key somewhere. And other than that, you still don't know. Because if he got his phone on, or if you got your phone, they still like, oh, what these motherfuckers talking about down there in the woods? Oh, okay. Huh?
Right.
Hey, your ass. Oh, we pinged your cell phone. Motherfucker be in the. I'm getting away with this murder. Is this your phone? Yeah, you use there. Like when they have your phone.
Right.
That's just like how they could tell if your phone even on. They know where you at.
Right. So you under surveillance. So all these brothers out here who just like, oh man, dude, they already know, bro. I'm seeing you. They already know. Or they waiting on your ass to do it. Like we got a trap set. So you don't.
They just be building that case up, waiting until you hit that threshold of money.
Yeah, man. Or whatever. Like, y'all see Shantia Lewis, the older woman from here pled guilty to some felony embezzlement charges type thing. And I know in the beginning she was saying like she was gonna prove her innocence and whatnot and all that kind of stuff. But all of a sudden she just pled guilty, and now they trying to make her do some time.
Oh man,
right? Yeah, they trying to say she need to like go. I did like somebody said 2 years in the house of correction. I didn't know you could do 2 years in the house of correction.
Oh yeah, you could do 5.
I did not know that. What do you
That's
have
a miserable 5 years too. I would rather be in a penitentiary. I would rather be in a penitentiary than a house of correction for 5 years.
Okay.
The house of correction is miserable, man. You in one big ass room with 60 niggas, one TV. And you know what I mean? And all these bunks, all these beds in the same room, one big ass bathroom. You in here for 5 years, man. Versus prison where you get your own cell. You know what I mean? You go move around like you want to, go outside, walk around and shit. And but yeah, man, the house of correction is horrible, man.
And so that's county? Is that county?
No, the county, you do time, they give you county time too, but then also they give you house correction time before they give you the prison time, depending on what level your case is, what type of felony or misdemeanor you got.
Okay. So you'll go
to the house of correction or prison.
So you'll go from downtown and then they'll sentence you and then you'll go to the house of correction and then the prison? Like how did that? I don't know.
Well, sometimes, because see, here's the thing. If you go into court and if the county jail was crowded, they will ship you out to the house of correction until you're done going to court. Or they would sentence you to the house of correction and send you to the house of correction. Or they would sentence you from the county jail to prison. They don't send you to the house of correction and then to prison. You're going to go to either or.
Oh, okay. So it ain't like a holding joint. Okay. Right. Welcome to Outlaw Radio. We talking about being locked up tonight. You know what I wanted to say this. I seen some posts and they were saying it was Vaughn Mays Day. And I was like, Vaughn Mays Day? What's that? I didn't know that was a thing. But then I did see a video that Vaughn Mays put on Facebook in which he went into a situation where these people was finna fight, right? Like, so it was one of them ghetto encounters, right? I want to shout this brother out, right? Like I do, man, because I'm not doing that, right? And that's not my lane, right? And so for him to be out here and be like that in the community with people, first of all, it's like you must really care. Like you, that's love right there. For because I'm not. I guess people say, well, if you do it for, if that's what you, how you get down, that's how you move. It ain't no big deal to you. But man, these people in Milwaukee is crazy, man. You don't know what you running up in the middle of when you running. And we talking about some people down in the hood. Like this wasn't no, hey, you lent liquor and all this. No, this was real ghetto shit, man. So shout out to dude, man, because I was like, man, I ain't no way, man. And they was like all out there. It looked like it was some older people, but I've seen him do that with young people too. Like he'll run in the middle of them, be like, no, y'all chill, y'all chill, y'all chill. I was like, man, that's crazy, man. I'm not
That brother Hollywood just got shot for trying to break up something.
Is that what is? I keep seeing people give this, and I didn't know.
He saw two brothers getting into it, two motherfuckers getting into it at a stoplight or somewhere. I forgot. I'm not sure, but he saw two brothers getting into it. He jumped out his car to stop it, and they shot him.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know. Tiasha Arthur said Vaughn stopped this girl from shooting her gun. Somebody did have a gun. I thought when he first walked up, it was like somebody did it. It was like a crazy encounter. It's in the, once again, I don't know who Brandon Hayes is, but he shares everybody's platform, no matter who you are in the People's News Network. That's why it's so many like different cats with podcasts and all that stuff in there, because he done shared our show a couple times. I'm like, hold on, bro, that's my shit. I share it. I got no, I don't mind. Shout out to him. I'm just kidding. But yeah, this video is in there, man. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to dude, man. I'm just that's like for me. And once again, I'm old too, so it's like when you get older, you ain't trying to, hey yo, get out, chill out. And this motherfucker got a gun too. I'm good. So shout out to him. It takes a lot of heart to do what he do, man. For real, because Dre said off the subject, but what happened to Frank Nitty? I don't know. Frank Nitty is like, he's doing other things. Like he ain't Frank Nitty is a dude who did the whole activism thing, the activist thing, the whole role of it. He did that shit to the fullest. Walked to DC, all this kind of shit, did all this stuff, and he moved on. Whatever what comes with when you do stuff like that, there's always a lot of controversy on the end too, right? Who did this and who did what? He went through all that and he moved on because he's in and out. Sometimes he's in Milwaukee. I'm not like on social media with him, anything like that either. So Tiasha Arthur said Frank Nitty is in Ohio protecting Jalen Walker family. Okay. Is that what he doing? 414 Life does the same type of work. Hats off to all of them. Hell yeah, most definitely. If look, that's why I say shout out to Ray Mendoza and shout out to Tay. I don't know, I don't shout everybody else out because I don't know them all, right? But shout out to y'all. If that's what y'all doing on the daily, like in the hood, just running up in and trying to stop, y'all deserve a break today for sure. Because I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not on that. So shout out to anybody who does that. Like that's some tight shit. I would hope that people are prepared and safe, right? Like, cause you wouldn't like Kamar just referenced the brother who was killed last week, and I thought it was something about speeding, and he asked somebody to slow down or something, and then they got into it. I like the details are always murky, especially when you're dealing with the mainstream media. Journal Sentinel don't care if they change their shit 3 times a day. Remember what we said earlier? Forget that shit. What we just heard. Like, what they talking about?
Forget that shit.
Right, they just really got this shit wrong here, man. They don't forget that shit. But yeah, man. So that's the whole thing that people are concerned about in the community. Like, I don't be wanting to get involved in people's shit. We always talk about the story of my brother and my cousin and myself just rolling this way back in the days. Happened upon a dude really like beating his girl, and the girl is trying to get away, like, and they arguing, and then I guess he's getting physical with her. So my cousins, hey man, we're like, hey, no, stay on. He wanted, no, man, I'm finna go over there. As soon as we pull up on this dude, he pull his gun out. Fuck you on, nigga. Woo, woo, woo. We pull off. Now my cousin's mad. He gets his gun. I'm finna go back down there. I said, why you going to get your gun though? Man, that motherfucker should have used that shit. I know he shouldn't have. I was sitting in the passenger seat. He was supposed to shoot that motherfucker. No, he was not. Motherfucker. Now you want to go back and shoot him. But the main thing was, even when my cousin got out, the girl was saying, no, he all right. He all right. He all right. Leave him alone. So you don't always want to put your nose in people's business like that. I guess that was a long-winded way of saying making that point. Yeah, so that's why what they do, offensive violence, the violence interrupters, and all these people. And I think it's kind of bad because I feel like OVP gets a bad rap. And the reason I say that is because just the title of it, the Office of Violence Prevention, in a city where it don't seem like it's no, well, we say it don't seem like it's no prevention going on. But I guess it is in some areas. But when you look at it, it's like, nah, man, what you feel like what they doing ain't enough. But at the same time, you can't discount them for what they do, because what they do is bold. And I'm not, and brave. Like, they brave, man. I'm not. Listen, man, I ain't got time to be ducking down and all that shit no more. I did that shit when I was young, man. All that, oh shit, here they come, get down. Oh, who that? I ain't got time for that shit no more, man. I don't want to aim at one person at a time, man. So I just sit at my house, man. But yeah, no. So yeah, so shout out to them, man, and shout out to Vaughn. Like I said, Vaughn been on the show before, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so he been out here for a while. But I just thought that was, and like as far as Frank goes, Frank is the same way. I guess the energy that he would carry when he see people getting into it, he gets out. Tory Lowe's like that too. They'll go help some people. They'll go in these people's homes. Hey man, that was tragic. What happened to you? I'm here to help the family. And that ain't what I do. So, you know what I mean? Like, Kev, you ain't gonna go over there. Nah, didn't you say somebody just got shot over there? Fuck him, go over there for it. That'd be like that'd be my mentality. Nah, I'm joking, man. I'm joking. But no, shout out to them brothers, man. Shout out to them brothers. All right? That's what's up, man. Let me see. Crystal Ship said Frank Nitty got silent because he had sexual assault charges pending. Yeah, we talked about on the show that they decided not to even press any charges or follow up with any. They closed the investigation on that. Yeah, she says, yeah, he was. I don't know. He didn't even go to trial for it. Like, it was. And that, I don't know how, because now that's another thing. You get real fire in the city if you start talking about, like, in terms of that brother. There's some sisters who swear no, like I was wrong, like I was victimized here. And so, because Kamar, remember when this shit first happened, how many times did we get people who want to come on the show and be like, I want to come on and talk about his assault? And I'm like, well,
every week when it was a hot topic, they was looking for us to come on here.
Like I
don't think we didn't want to do the he say she say thing. We wanted the facts, and that's the only reason we didn't let some of these sisters come on here and air out their grievances, because we don't know if the brother was guilty or not.
Well, also too, at that point, a lot of them hadn't filed like legal. There was no legal, like they didn't press charges or nothing. So I was saying, like, when the one sister was reaching out to us saying she wanted to come on and talk about, she was saying he's this and he's that, and I was like, well, do you have any proof of this? Have you filed charges? Like, what? She's like, no, but this is what he did to me. I'm like, well, I don't know that that's illegal. I don't know about the legalities of that, so I don't want to bring you on and do that until now. Then they eventually did go down to the court and press some sort of charges, because remember, he got arrested, and that's when what's the one brother Cino went crazy and hit the cop. And we ain't seen him in a minute, right? Sure. Where that brother? Right. Everybody know that brother, man. He was wow. He went to what it was, walking to DC and in Pennsylvania. He got shot in the face, and like that's what I'm saying. They did that activism shit for real. You can't take that away from them. Like, them dudes, they gonna be on. They can tell their stories in a few years. Like, man, this is all the shit I had to go through that year. But I don't know. One of the main goals of those organizations is to de-escalate crime scenes and to support the victims during the process. Yeah, sometimes we just worry about if it's a little bit too late. If you say violence prevention, but you don't show up until the violence is done. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're saying maybe it should be called further violence, the Office of Further Violence Prevention. I don't know.
Right. That title can be misleading. It can, you know what I mean? That is, you're right.
Right. And
Because
that's
you
what
feel
I'm
like
saying.
when you hear Office of Violence Prevention, you feel like they supposed to be prevent violence. But then when we turn on the news, that's all we see is violence.
Right,
You know?
right. That's what I'm saying. She said they're out here daily. I know they are. Man, listen, I know how they get down because I know Taya Mendoza, and them brothers been on Outlaw Radio a bunch of times and was here years back when they first started. So I know they're out here. That's what I'm saying. We can't discount anything about them. I just feel like the name makes people feel like, well, ain't y'all supposed to be preventing this violence? Like people they don't really know what they do a lot of times. They don't really understand the role that they play. That's why I said it's more or less preventing further violence. If you say we showed up at the scene of a crime, we want to keep the scene calm and we want to support the family, right? So we're gonna get here now that this has happened and try to keep it from anything else from happening. So that's why I said it's violence prevention, but it's further violence. I don't know. Maybe I'm being an ass here. I'm in deep water. Somebody help me out. Because I don't want to criticize them. I'm just saying, like, okay, you're going to the scene of a crime and people are there and you're saying, okay, let's try to issue some services. To me, that seemed like you came after the crime happened. That's what I'm saying. Like to say crime prevention, man, you'd have been there before the shit happened. So I think it's all in the name. I think it's all what they say, it's all semantics. She said nobody, no, you're right. Nobody can. This is what I'm saying. Nobody can ever prevent all violence. Never happened. It's never happened in the history of humanity where it was no violence, right? Absolutely. And I say this all the time. You can't look at the community and blame them. If you blame the Office of Violence Prevention for what's going on in the city, you stupid. You an idiot. Like out of all the problems that we got and all the issues, you can't look at them and say they the reason why. No, how you gonna blame somebody that's trying to help the problem? I'm just saying they're put in a bad position sometimes because of the name, and people kind of their perception of them is like, oh, they're supposed to be preventing or whatever, and really their job is to do something different in the term of preventing violence, in the term of violence prevention. So I don't criticize them at all. I think they deserve everything they get. Shit, like I said, they out here on the front lines. I've worked front line shit. It's rough, man. The neighborhood ain't no joke, man. And these families, it's something else, bro. I'm trying to tell you, I was intensive case manager for wraparound Milwaukee for a long time, right? I'm all south side, east side, west side, man, going up in some dysfunctional homes where the computers ain't puting, right? So shout out to them. Shout out to anybody who work with these people, with our people on the. I was just in the projects working for like 3 years in Hillside. Every day I was in Hillside. The community ain't no punk, man. Motherfuckers out here, it's rough. So I understand. I would never put it all on them. Earl Henning said in White Constant, do anyone really care about black people? Well, that's a good question, Earl. That's a good question. Does anybody care? I don't think so. Outside of like Milwaukee, I mean, why would they? What incentive would Northern Wisconsin have to cheer for us? Right? Like, so of course. And the state is, when you say 86% white, that's a hell of a deficiency. And if I get mathematical, 85% of that 10% of this state that is black, or 8%, 80% of that population lives in southeastern Wisconsin, probably in Milwaukee County, right? Between us and Racine, that's pretty much where you got your. Now, black people, I know it's black people in Beloit, and people say, we live in Green Bay too. Okay, yeah, it's a couple. We know it's some of y'all up there, but we talking about where we really at in the state. So no, nobody cares. And that's why we say it's almost like a conflict of interest a lot of times for the city to really do anything that's going to benefit us. Because if you start messing with that prison population, now you fucking with Northern Wisconsin's money. Now you fucking with the DOC money. That's important bread in the budget. Trust me. So now you say if black males cut their prison population by 12%, a lot of people gonna have to get laid off up north, right? Like, so yeah, we ain't gonna try to we ain't gonna try to give them nothing that's gonna really help them type shit. And That's what people are afraid of. Like, or they could get concerned about with social services. Like, oh, when your program over, what the fuck I'm supposed to do then? Right? Like, your grant only 3 years, motherfucker. What you gonna do? So, but I think they should give them more power. I think they should give them more staff and more. I say power, more authority in the community. They should have some. They should have some law enforcement type, protection when they go in these neighborhoods. But I know they said we don't want to bring the police because then people really ain't gonna trust us, right? They help out a lot of domestic violence victims. Vaughn Mays goes to stop the man from hitting the ladies and get them out the house. Man, that brother do a lot of stuff, man. And like I said, it's a group of people in this city. See, he's doing it, but there's a lot of people who do that on a daily basis. They out here saying, "No, we're gonna go over here and give away food. We're over here helping people move stuff. We're over here cleaning up the lot, man. I'm just working in the community." That shit is admirable. It's just not what I do. So that's why I shout out to them. People might say, "Oh, you just pencil pusher." Well, I've gotten to this stage because I started out walking on these hot ass streets trying to do community organizing and all that shit. So. But yeah, man, shout out to them brothers, man. Shit, whoever you out here doing something positive in the community, come on Outlaw Radio and talk about it, man. We ain't no haters around here. That's one thing about it. See, I separate what a motherfucker do with what a motherfucker do, right? Like, so your personal life is your personal life, right? Unless it's just too crazy, right? Like, it's like that R. Kelly theory where most of us like, well, the music is good. We don't worry about what he do until it get too far. Now his ass finna get another 50 put on that shit. But I mean, what you do if you like? I felt like who made the statement in the chat room that I think it was Ewok who said that just because Frank lied to the girls and misled them about whatever relationship or sexual involvement doesn't mean they got the right to press charges on him. I don't know what the nature of his relationship with these women were. I know I seen some of the stuff that was in the newspaper and I was kind of confused a little bit with the one young lady who was saying like, I did this, but I did it the first time because I wanted to, but the second time I did it because I thought I had to. I thought he wasn't gonna let me out the room, and I was like, wait a minute. So he didn't tell you to, you just did it. That's what the newspaper said. So before all the women in Milwaukee be like, that motherfucker, no. Listen, that's what the newspaper said. So I don't know with the Frank Nitty thing. I don't know. Yeah, but he'll still run in. I still believe he'll run up in some shit for black people in the community. I still, because he was just here for something when something happened here and somebody got shot.
Hey, he was the one he started all that shit at the county jail football.
Oh my goodness, man! You see those flashbacks on Facebook now? Was it called it Club County?
Man, I'm trying to tell you. I just saw it was they was just a couple weeks ago. I saw some of the memories on Facebook. Man, they was out there in front of the county building twerking, rapping and shit, break dancing. They had beds out there, man. They was spending the night. People was bringing water and food to them. Oh man, it was going down.
The houses for the kids. With the kids in the bouncy houses, dude. I knew at that point Milwaukee had broke through the ceiling in terms of of scandalousness. I knew we had entered into a new realm. This shit went on for 3 days where they was like, man, it was like people
playing video games.
All kinds of. I was like, dude, they fucking serious.
I was like, man, we our people can think of some stuff, man. I was like, damn, how they playing video games out there? I was like, oh yeah, they playing video games.
And that whole era, if you were old enough to remember that whole era, you're gonna remember these people. You're gonna remember Vaughn. You're gonna remember Frank. You're gonna remember Tori. You're gonna remember Rick from the Panthers. You're gonna remember the characters who was just out in the game. Seville Smith's little brother Sedan, like because he was active after his brother got killed. So it was a lot of activity going on, man. Remember they marched for how long? 200 some days in a row, and now we talked about this on the show. What happened? I don't know. Now Kamar maybe could. I think you and maybe Crystal Ship could probably like agree with me on this. Maybe that energy transferred itself over to what you have now, which is more of a movement of, without no joke, like not even playing around, like everybody sells juice right now. Like everybody sells CMOS. Everybody's trying to sell something. I'm going, you know, funky fresh spring rolls. You got people selling their crafts to popcorn and all this stuff. Maybe that energy kind of just translated over because you don't see them marching in and protesting as much now, but you see people saying, man, I just got a loan. I'm about to open up this business. I just bought this building. You see this kind of thing.
And you're seeing more support.
Right. She said Seville is still active. Yeah, I don't know. I might even got their names wrong. So I'm sorry because I don't be like name dropping because I know people and shit. I was there. Said they had a DJ. They did have a DJ at Club County. They was down there getting it in and shit was crazy. I was like, man, I said, and people said, man, that shit's stupid. I ain't going down there. And then Debbie done went there. Man, I went down there. I just had to see it. Yeah, down there trying to kick it too, motherfucker. He has a nonprofit and is raising funds to take his kids on an HBCU type tour. That's what's up. That is what's up, man. I know it's a lot of front people. I know it's a lot of frontline people. That's why I say, give them people they props, man. When we look back at that era, because I mean, I'm there from the burning of the gas station through just a whole bunch of wacky shit that I was standing. I went to the shit. You know how far I live away from that shit? I went to the shit. Me and my brothers like, we going. We was on the air. And somebody called in and told us, and we jumped off the air. This is nothing. We were still doing Chocolate City on Blog Talk Radio and shit. So we jumped off the air and went down there and shit. It was crazy, man. That's why I say people could say what they want about this generation, but if these youngsters, man, they ain't scared of shit. Because them police, normally when those police come down the street with them ride boots on with them plastic shields, Negroes go to scattering, not these kids. Them police was hiding behind cars with them shields up. Like, what the hell? I mean, it was a crazy sight to see, man. They wasn't backing. Them kids wasn't backing up shit. Like, shoot us. We don't give a fuck. I was like, damn. And I'm thinking, how much gas is under that gas station? And like, let's get the fuck out of here. Like, got a machine so it won't do it. I said, you trust that shit? Gas station. It's just funny, man. It was crazy, man. Let me see. She said, Shiyasha said, Sedan Seville is his brother who's killed. I'm okay. That's okay. So I had it right. Because I was gonna say I messed up. I didn't know. She said, okay. I thought that's what I said because I remember when he died, and then like I said, I was messing with the Panthers and all that stuff. Then I really wanted to jump off the air because all we was doing was talking about the community all the time on the show. So I was like, no, I got to get out here, man. Even though I do this on this side, I got to get out here and just really get active, boots on the ground. And I did. And it was crazy. It's one of the wildest episodes. I seen so many different kinds of characters, right? And so many different kinds of very colorful people that are in the community like that. And so, but for me, I just decided that's not the route I want to pursue with it. So that's why I stepped off. But I do understand it. And that's why I say I commend those that are out there still doing it because I know what kind of dedication it takes, man. I've been out there with Andre Lee Ellis with them kids in that hot ass garden. I was down there one time and working shit out them kids. It was like 8 in the morning. I was like, damn, you get $20 and a hot dog. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Man, that shit take dedication, man. This shit takes dedication, brother. I'm trying to tell you, man. The nonprofit is in honor of Seville. Okay. There we go. Get it straightened out. Ain't nothing we can't do as black people. Now I was talking about Giannis a couple weeks ago, and I was saying to me, and y'all both, especially Kamar, he tried to jump all over me. Because I said Giannis don't do shit in the city, right? Once again, I like Giannis as a basketball player, but Giannis' presence in our city, in our community, is 0 to none. And somebody said, well, Kev, he's not an American. But he's, Milwaukee in my city. I'm going to stay here. I win a championship in my city, right? and I see him and his brother now are opening up a pro sports merchandise store in Greece, in the airport in Athens, right? So max contract, hundreds of $millions a year. And I don't know all of what he gives to. Let me say that. I don't know about his philanthropic efforts. But you don't see, and then maybe he like, I don't fuck with Kia boys. No. I go to Chick-fil-A and Wawa Toast, I get my ass back home. I don't know if he just like nah, because Bobby Porter be all on center allegedly. Everybody swear they seen Bobby Porter. I seen Bobby Porter on the east side, nigga. He was not to gamble. Everybody be saying that, but he built a store in Athens in Greece. Why wouldn't he start or build like some business? Because people here would support the shit out of Giannis if he opened something here. So once again, that's connected to me saying this brother ain't. If he's really stiff arming us, is this that Kareem shit? Because you know that's what Kareem actually kind of started doing. Like I'm not fucking with this city. He bought and owned shit everywhere else except here. Nigga, I got an apartment here. After the season, I'm gone. Like so I don't know. I say Giannis should be doing more in the community. God damn it, all hands on deck, man. What y'all think about that?
I think we really don't know what Giannis is doing.
There we go.
You know what I mean? Like he could be like Prince. You know how Prince helped a bunch of motherfuckers that didn't care if don't nobody know.
Okay.
Because it's more about him. You know what I mean? I ain't saying Giannis is the same, but you know what I mean? But at the same time, what I can see for what Giannis does for the city is for the kids, the hope.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The hope that when the road is hard, nigga, keep fighting. You can still win. You know what I'm saying? All of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's good for him.
Tiarsha Arthur said Giannis is always out here, go to Mayfair Mall and Bayshore. I don't know that makes you this because to me that's not cool either. Like, did you speak out? Okay, did you speak out against Tulsa? Do you know what's happened in Wauwatosa, right? You know, Mensa was out there just killing black people. Like, hey, he was trying to steal, Chief. What should I say? But so he was getting away. Wauwatosa they're not friendly to black people. Glendale is not either. So he got to Bayshore and Mayfair. See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you see him around the city. Oh shit, I just seen Giannis. Hey, he was on his way to goddamn Mayfair. Once again, he's working with the kids. I love my Outlaw Radio because they letting me know what he done. He marched with Frank, bro. That's what Ewok said. Okay.
Hey, look, how about this? Like, okay, say for instance, you know, okay, not say for instance, but when the time comes, you know what I mean? My way of helping the community gonna be through health and nutrition. It's gonna be a whole lot of people to say I don't do shit for the community. You know what I mean? Because you get the kind of help that they want. Most people want you to help them the way that they want help. They don't want you to help them the way that you can help them.
Right.
Like I say, his help might just be the hope. You know what I mean? Like our people need hope. Our kids need it. All our kids don't have parents that's gonna push them, that's gonna give them ideas. You know what I'm saying? So they may need to see something.
Just a little bit different though. I get what you're saying about you. Well, I'm talking about this dude who makes hundreds of millions of dollars to play basketball. Now, listen, this how much you know Milwaukee love Giannis, right? I done insulted everybody you could possibly think of if you black on this show. I never got this many. Look, people say he marched with Frank. Look, I'm going through it. Look, Crystal Sip said it's smart to do things low. Even Ace Cooley, who don't like nobody, he said he canceled game 2 years ago after Jacob Blake got shot. Let's see. Tiarsha said he makes sure the less fortunate kids get clothes and shoes. Well, I don't know about none of that. That's why I said I don't know what his philanthropic efforts are. Earl Henning said he is an African. Well, he building the airport in Greece.
You said is he building an airport or a shop in the airport?
A store. I'm sorry, he ain't building no airport. Goddamn, Kim. No, he's building a store in the airport in Athens, like an apparel store. Him and his like a family store. So I'm like, he African, but he built it. I know he grew up there. They left wherever was he? What is he? Nigerian? What is he? Ugandan? What is he? If anybody know where I thought he was Kenyan. I thought he was Kenyan. Somebody tell me.
I'm not sure. I think maybe from Ghana and then Nigeria before he went to Greece. I think I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just said he was born in Greece. I thought he was born in Africa and they went to Greece.
He was born in Africa. The movie on the movie Rise, they moved to Greece.
Okay.
They went to Greece so he could play pro ball.
Many famous people do things for show, doing things low key shows he doesn't need to press. I hear you, Crystal Ship. And once again, I don't know. I love how y'all letting me know about what he's doing because that's why I said he said, remember you used to be a little dirty kid selling watches on the street and gum like they do in Mexico. Me personally, no, I never used to be a dirty kid and gum. Like, no, that wasn't me. I grew up on Capitol. We didn't do that over there.
I mean, I look at it like how, I mean, just like you said, he put in a store in Greece, but I mean that money probably coming back to him in America, and then it's about where he spend his money. I would look at because I would think about how like, okay, all the other nations have stores in the hood to get our money to take back to their hood. Is it possible that he could be trying to bring that Greek money back to wherever
Their
he
money is
located?
worth less than ours. We don't want none of that shit. I think Earl Hitting was saying he used to be a little dirty kid selling watches on the street and gum like
Yeah,
they do in Mexico.
yeah.
Not me. I don't know why I personalized. I'm like, no, I never sold gum. I never sold watches. Ernest Walker said he still got to train and be ready to hoop, homie. Listen, y'all missing what I'm saying. Y'all missing what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm in the community, right? And I see a lot of things. I work with a lot of different agencies across the board, a lot of places that people will be surprised. Like, what you doing over here? I go up in here for this little meeting. And I don't know what he's doing. So the fact that y'all telling me all the stuff he's doing is create some transparency, but don't tell me that he did something 3 or 4 years, man. You know, one time he marched. Okay, I don't know that's admirable, but that's not something that's gonna help black
So are
people.
you looking for him to be more of an activist? You saying like you would want to see more activism from him?
I was not, and I think the word activism is kind of outdated. I think we talk about social consciousness and social
Okay.
responsibility. So in a community like
Or you
this,
want them to put more money in the community? Is that it? You feel like you should be putting more money into the community?
I think that some of that you do need to invest. You need to invest. I mean, you living off the turf. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you got to pay tribute to the turf. If this is where you get your honey, right? You get your
Okay.
money.
Or
So
what about where you come from?
that too. But so
Like,
maybe
'cause see, let's say for instance, I moved to Africa, and I'm sending my money back here to my people, right? Now they in Africa, they may look at me like, "Hey man, you out of order. You should be doing," but I'm taking care of my people who I know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird, man. You know what I mean? That's like a weird spot to be in because we, like I said, we really don't know what he's doing or his objective.
Right. Well, if he's doing it and he's doing it silently, and he's like, "Well,
That's smart.
I'd rather do it on the low." Congratulations to him. All I said as a black person is, "What the fuck you doing?" Because I'm asking everybody that. Because they're asking me if the police can turn around and say, "Well, you know, I know we get paid to stop crime, but you supposed to be helping too." So I'm gonna turn around and ask motherfucker next to me, "You supposed to be helping too?" Till we get to every black person who live in this city should be doing extra shit. So I'm putting it like that. Add some more on that shit because we need all the help we can get. That's why I say all hands on deck, bro. For real, for real. I'm not, and I'm not trying to talk because it's a lot of look. We understand baseball because I know half the Brewers roster probably don't even speak English, right? So they probably should be on the South Side heavy because I know they're heavily Latino. And then the white dudes, they do what they do. I'm gonna go out in Whitefish Bay and White Oak and all this shit. They do that shit. They put it into their community, right? So I'm just saying, I think as a community, we need to be more demanding. You want to be around here, you want our support, you need to kick in like Errol Flynn. You say, check in. What you doing? You ain't starting nothing, you ain't opening no business or nothing. What you got going on, man? What's happening? You should be for the people. Ernest Walker said, out of all the examples we produce as a whole, and ask yourself how much more you would be able to do. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised when you say, well, man, he done marched and he done gave some basketballs away and some little kids some clothes and goddamn, he done. No, I'm talking about infrastructure building type shit. Like, you know, are you trying to start a black construction company that can get contracts with the city? Because you got enough leeway to get deals with the city and the big high rollers. So you can start a black contracting company and hire black contractors so we can help rebuild some of these freeways and shit like that. That's the kind of business I'm talking about. I ain't talking about start a new we're gonna have a basketball league, the Giannis AAU team. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care about that. I'm saying you look at the state that the MPS athletics is in. Right. And so there's room for you to get in there. His brother played high school basketball in the area, not in MPS necessarily, but he had a teenage brother. He may still this is last year. I know he did play. So I'm just saying, he said he'll go broke. No, I said business. I didn't say giving away nothing. See, black people always, it ain't just about you donating, it's about you starting a business where you make money. Because that's what all the other athletes do. People don't know, like Chi-Chi's and all these restaurants we used to go to was started by ex-pro athletes, cousin subs, all that shit was just athletes who said, no, I live in, look at Junior Bridgman. You think his ass live in West Lawn? But he played here, he got his money here, he invested here, he creates a lot of jobs. So that's all I'm saying, man. Like, you know, can we all get on that level? Like, if those who have should be willing to distribute a little bit. Building a business ain't easy, and trusting others to run it. Yeah, I know. See, that's what people like. Y'all love Giannis. Y'all love Giannis. That's good. I don't give a shit about Giannis like that, though. Anybody can get it. Like, if so what? He could call in and say, "You don't know what I do. You don't know what I do. Get you. Bring your ass, Giannis. Ain't nobody scared of you." Repair all.
Oh shit.
53206. Well, something like start a company that can get a contract to do that, right? Like, you know, there's ways to do. If he say that's just not what I do, that's cool. But you just did that because you started a store. People saying it's hard to start a business. It's hard to run one in Greece when you're playing basketball in Milwaukee. So yeah, so I mean, you know, I'm whatever. Peace to Giannis. Get your money. Here's what's funny. They're linking the spread of monkeypox to men having sex with each other. They're saying, and this is in the people's.
Hey, remember they did that with COVID?
No, I don't think they've connected COVID with homosexual sex.
Yeah, they did. They said
HIV.
it through gay people and shit at first. Men having sex with men and shit.
COVID? I never heard that.
Yeah,
I never heard
that.
that. I never heard
they
that
said
one.
all kind of shit. They might have said we get it from corn too. Who knows? But they said that shit.
So this is supposedly based on scientific information from. It's in the New England Journal of Medicine. There's a doctor from Brown University who's supposed to be, you know, it's supposed to be Hashitashi. She's come out and said that the outbreaks for monkeypox initially broke out with men in Europe having sex, and then they brought it to America. I'm not making this shit up. This is what she said. Let me see. I'm not from here, so I don't have feelings toward him either way, but I'm just speak on what I know and he has done. Yeah, let him go. Once again, shout out to Giannis. I'm just saying. I look around, I say I demand more from myself.
Yeah.
I don't do enough. So if I can call me, I'll say, man, Kev, you need to be doing more. You need to be trying to move in this direction. So I can damn sure call out some fucking basketball player. He should, whatever he's doing, he should be doing. And probably more, even especially as a kid who came from being poor, selling watches and gum, allegedly on the street. He is now, he come on here and testify. Donates food and money all the time. He also has a protein drink company. Okay, now he can help the rest of his dirty friends in Greece. That's all of the conversation. Jackson, Mississippi is coming to tech enterprise. They watch too much P Valley. I don't know shit about P Valley. We can all do more. That's my point, Crystal. I'm not, once again, I judge myself harshly as well. I say I should be doing more. Kamar, myself, and Rel, we've even discussed plenty of times. How can we increase our reach and do more with what we do here on the show? Like what can we promote? What events how can we present the community in a positive way? You should always be saying I could do more. Like if you get that, I'm cool. No, you ain't. Move your ass out the way. Right? Like you got to keep moving. Let me see. Tiarsha said not COVID. They said monkeypox came from gay men in the beginning, but now they changing it. No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't hear that about COVID. Kamar said he heard that gay men was transmitted.
They may not have said gay men, but they did say that community.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even. I'm not up on it.
I mean, a lot of that shit. A lot of that shit they talked about, man, it just fell to the wayside because it didn't make no sense. Just like Trump talking about use some bleach or some shit. You know what I mean? They said a whole bunch of dumbass shit.
Yeah, they did.
So that's all I remember when COVID came is he was calling it like the Asian flu and all this. He was making all the bad Chinese food jokes, and everybody thought, oh, this shit came from China. Well, you thought that if he was listening to Trump, right? But I think by that time, most black people knew we can't listen to shit this motherfucker saying. Because he say drink bleach, and then it was like scrub yourself with Comet Cleaner. It was like wild shit he was saying. It was like, is dude serious? Like it was crazy. So I didn't remember who they had pointed the finger at. I know here in Milwaukee they said,
They pointed it at black people for a while.
yeah, they did because
Man,
we
they
was the
was
problem
all over
because
the
they
place
said
with that shit.
we wouldn't get vaccinated. So they really was blaming
Right.
like, oh, you know, niggas, oh,
Yeah,
get your
man.
shit
In
right.
the inner city, there's
Yeah.
less.
They said at first when it was really hitting, they said ground zero is the Sherman Park area. And then they
Yeah,
said, you know what? That's where y'all got to go vote at if y'all want to vote in the rain. The shit was crazy. I
it
remember.
was.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like I don't anybody who was out here active during those times, marching, singing, Giannis and them walking off the court. He's a mighty, mighty, mighty man of God, in my opinion. I much respect to you. Hats off to you. I'm just saying that's a lot of characters involved. So I don't deal with clown shit well sometimes. It's better for me to just leave because I fuck everything up. It's like, no, Cam, this wasn't the time for that. Like, I know, my bad. So what happened to AIDS? It changed his name to monkeypox. Look, AIDS, y'all, listen, we've talked about this on the show so many times because as older brothers, especially if you from the era I grew up in, where the number one thing you was always paranoid about, especially if you sexually active in any kind of way, was getting AIDS. And people say the package, and you get that package, man, you get that package, right?
Right.
And if you notice now, they got all kinds of drugs now that can reduce the shit to undetectable, and they say you can't even transmit it sexually. Not totally gone out your body, but it's and I don't even know what that means if it's not totally gone, but it's undetectable and you can't transmit it. They got medicine like that now. I'm like, they slid the AIDS thing up on us. Nobody say, hey, y'all, we got a cure for AIDS. But they got preventative shit now. They say if you in danger, but the commercials be the funniest because it always be some dudes in the commercial. You be like, oh, this is super testy, man. You be watching TV like, what is this? You got the TV turned down, you turn it up, and like, yes, that's why I take Zimmermotriptyl because I don't want to be at risk. It was like, God damn. But yeah, that's the AIDS, man. They came up with that shit, man. That's crazy, man. And so I don't know. And people, I used to talk to brothers all the time who had this kind of real intensive. I like what's that movie Will Smith was in where he was hiding with Gene Hackman. The dude Gene Hackman was like super paranoid. He's like a super
Enemy of the state.
yeah, where he was just like super paranoid about everything. I used to hang with some brothers who was like that, like, yeah, this is happening behind the scenes, brother. This is what's going on, man. You got to be careful. You got to watch them, and that's the secret Illuminati group over there, man. This is how they got to take over the world. So I used to be hearing a lot of crazy shit like that, and I used to be like, damn, I don't know which way to go. So, man, it's right now. It's a crazy time, man, to be an American. It's a very crazy time, man. It's the COVID, it's the monkeypox, it's the man, the unemployment, the inflation, people say high as gas, groceries high as shit. I don't know if look, I just added this up, man, at McDonald's the other day. They might as well stop calling them value meals.
Yeah, they might as well.
That shit's really $10 a meal now. It's like, damn, wait a minute. Didn't this shit used to be $3.99? Like drink, fry, and sandwich. That shit's like
They
10.
took the whole value out of it.
Man, I might as well go sit down and eat at a fancy restaurant now. Shit. Back in the days, you said, man, I ain't eating no $10 ass hamburger. Shit, you eating a goddamn Big Mac now. That's just $10, man. Like for the meal, it's crazy. I don't know what we're gonna do about inflation, man. A lot of people, that's gonna be one of the big things in this next election. So I think we need to probably start making some moves to get as financially literate as possible, because we need to be able to understand what policies will be in place to deal with this goddamn shit, man. TR Sharp, they have medicine for him, so basically it won't change to AIDS. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, my friends always used to tell me, they got a patent on AIDS. Man, shit's man-made. It's sitting in the freezer right now.
They gave it to Easy.
The late 90s when people used to say that to me. Like, oh, bro, they got that shit. They just waiting. It's just shit no ice. I'm like, well, how you know this shit? But now I'm starting to think maybe them dudes was right. Because they just kind of this shit just eased this way. And there wasn't no big announcement. It wasn't no press conference. Like, hey, we cured AIDS. It was just like a commercial. Like, take Cedar Fingerfield.
Hey, right before they started announcing they cured AIDS, they killed Dr. Sebi like 6 days before that.
Okay.
Yep.
That's when Dr. Sebi died. And he'd been curing AIDS since the 80s.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, that's some. You gotta be careful with that shit too. I heard they'll pop your shit from just even talking about dudes. You see, Nick Cannon sat his ass down.
I,
I'm gonna do back to
I
seven.
think he finished the. They said he finished the documentary. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, only him and his mama done seen that shit. He's like, I'm not trying to lose my shit no more. Cause them Jewish people was already mad at me. Release this shit. It's gonna be a problem, Nick. All right, I delay it. You do wilding out. Um, but you're right, Earl. We do have an epidemic in our city of black men killing black women. How many women have been killed? I think it's 12. If you out there and I know it's somebody out there who know. People who watch Outlaw Radio be on their shit. Like, you don't know what he's talking about. I think it's been 12 women killed in 3 months or something like that. It's a bunch of women murdered in domestic violence incidents. Right. So when we get back to what we were discussing earlier about what TD Jake said, and we started talking about role like roles in relationships and expectations from your partner and emotional investment and all this kind of stuff, because we kind of threw all of that in there because we just started talking about relationships. Is this what he's saying is the reason why this is happening? Because remember, I kept trying to find some context to what he said, and Rail gave me some straightening on it. But like, is this the long term effect that he's saying this is what you're gonna see when we have that kind of confusion on there, and we have men killing women, women killing women, like domestic violence, is crazy right now. So, um, what's the root of this with this shit? Because I never, and it's unusual to me because it's always been a brother who did that or who murdered his girl or did something like that, but um, not this many. It's just I be seeing like the two women were murdered. Like people all say like, oh, well, they were killed by the mother's boyfriend, the mother and the daughter, like this kind of stuff. And I'm like, what's going on here?
I think the root of it is the lack of self love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And really, everything starts from yourself, man. You know what I mean? If you love yourself, first off, you ain't gonna allow yourself to be in a position to where you uncomfortable or where you ain't happy. You know what I'm saying? So it won't even reach to the point where you're gonna have to kill a motherfucker. You're gonna move around before it get to that because you don't agree with it. I don't have to deal with this shit. I love myself. And I will not let nobody else treat me a certain kind of way because another measure of how you love yourself is how you allow people to treat you. You know what I'm saying? So self-love is where it's at, man. You know what I mean? A lot of these people, remember earlier we said a woman don't know how to let a man be a man because she's trying to be a man or taking on the masculine qualities. Well, a person don't know how to love a person if they don't know how to love themselves. You know, everything start with yourself. Everything start within. You know what I mean? And that's where I think the thing is. You know what I mean? We done got drawn away from ourselves.
I hear you. The self-love thing. But it's what else is there? Because for a man, first of all, for a man to have a gun and be like, and for him to just shoot a woman in cold blood, just bong. We talking about it used to even be a different kind of energy if it was me and some dudes in combat. Like if we, that's we in the gang, we in the street, we banging. Yeah, I'm gonna take out the gun and shoot at you, boom, boom. Or we in that kind of we going back and forth at each other like that. But you always say, nah, man, why you pulling a gun on a female? Like why you hitting a female?
Emotional instability.
Right, like stuff like that. We used to get on each other about like, dog, what you tripping, cuz? What's wrong with you? But now it seems more like I don't know. Is this becoming a norm amongst young black males to not get driven to the point they just kill them?
I just seen a video of this dude. It was just a video on Instagram the other day. This girl was like, "I was just assaulted." This dude it was a hit and run. He hopped out the car mad at us, and like she was filming it while he like took off on her friend first, then looked at her and took off on her and made her drop her phone. And then while she was picking her phone up, her nose was just bleeding. I was like, damn, niggas really out here doing stuff like this. But I think it's getting more crazy because the world is more crazy. I mean, we just dealt with 2 years of being stuck in the house. And now a lot of us out the house, but shit, if you out the house, you might still can't do nothing because inflation and all. So it's just, I mean, if you not right in the mind already, and then you dealing with all these stress factors of the world. I mean, unfortunately, sick people do sick shit.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm just it as a community. I feel like because we have the Sojourner Truth Center down there. We have a lot of mechanisms in the city now. Milwaukee is way more proactive about stopping domestic violence than they used to be. I don't know if it's slipped now, but at one point Milwaukee was one of the first cities to get serious about, hey, you beat your woman, you going to jail. When we get to we taking you going downtown. And my mom used to joke about it was the Judge Seraphim or whatever his name was, Chris Seraph or whatever his name was. She's always talking about him like any dude who hit a woman is going to jail messing with him. And so it became the norm. I remember they put up a sign when they passed the laws years ago that said, look, domestic violence is now a felony in Wisconsin. Right, you will go to jail if you hit the woman. So maybe these cats they to the point where they just shooting. People don't choose to talk it out. Instead, they move in feelings over facts. Being an educator, I've seen both sides. Some women are the aggressors. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. You're right, Crystal. We are. Earl Henning said we all know hurt people hurt people. You're right. Tiasha Arthur said the scientist said it's not transmitted sexually. You can get it if you touch someone that has it. Like if your bare arm touches someone that has it, it is super crazy. She talking about the monkeypox. Yeah, I don't know. I put up this was pretty good.
This one of them
It was a
to
pretty good
me.
reference though from this study about them being connected, men having sex with men and was connected to monkeypox. So I don't know. I didn't see them update. I didn't see the update, TR. So thank you for providing that because I don't know. Last I heard it was blaming it on them because I already as soon as they said I said, oh, guess I ain't gonna get monkeypox then. Like I ain't gotta worry about that. So
It just sounds real COVID-y, man. This is one of them. This is the latest craze. Like at first it was, they were saying something like it was
bird.
meat eaters or some shit like that. You get it from eating meat and get it from being with men. Now you get it from touching people. Like shit, how many people that got this outbreak? How many of them had that first jab? I mean, I want to see that correlation. They
Hey,
make that
they said,
correlation yet?
hey, my bad, but they said Biden had this shit, right? I listened to the
Dude,
radio.
wasn't
They
that
said he
shit
got
funny?
vaccinated and he been boosted about 5 times.
Yeah, he supposedly took that shit on camera, remember? And people was
Yeah.
like, people, and even that shit was real iffy. Cause they're like, okay, like it just was real iffy. And then I seen the content creator, they put the videos together to where he like, I guarantee you, if you get the shot, you will not get infected. And then it showed him like he lied. And then
Uh,
so it just goes back to like I said, man. I always ended up in Facebook jail for saying some shit that they eventually
Oh,
confirmed.
COVID is actually on the rise again right now. They say in Wisconsin.
Uh-huh.
And I still have watched nobody really take accountability. See, during that whole vaccination thing, the question people who wanted to just simply ask questions were ostracized,
Yeah.
right? They were like, and then it became all kinds of different conversations. There was several different narratives that were applied to it. And all I kept saying is, I just want to know what it's made of. If you telling me this will cure it or keep me from getting it, what's in it? Then they said, well, no. It don't cure it. Okay, well, if it's gonna prevent me from getting it, they said, no. It don't prevent you from getting it.
Right.
Listen at what I'm saying to you. I was like, well, what you saying? They said you'll be less sick and you're less likely to die if you take this. That was the first pitch of the game, right? I didn't swing. I stood there. They said ball, right? And the next one was the shit was still on the rise and people was getting it, people who had the vaccination, this and that. And then they said, well, no. The thing is, you got to get a booster because he got a little.
Right.
So we're gonna give you another booster, we give you another round, and you straight. And people who had gotten the first and second shots were still getting it, transmitting it, and in some cases dying from it. And I said,
Uh-huh.
ain't nobody gonna say the obvious here. Hey, that shit don't work. Whatever y'all
Man.
work. So like,
But that's the thing, and just to see it degrade, and I still know people that stand on it. It become religion because their first pitch was get the shot, save a life, because that was their whole thing. You won't get it, so you won't spread it. Then that was debunked, and then it was like, okay, well, you're less likely to get it, so you're less likely to spread it. Like, think about all them New York medical people who lost their job because of this shit, and now it's like the very motherfucker that was trying to do a executive order to force us to get it says he got it boosted and all that shit, and now he got COVID, but they say it's mild. I'm like, okay, now it's mild.
I just feel like we as a people got duped. And I feel like nobody wants to admit it. And like still to this day, when they're saying it's still on the rise, and there's still people saying, well, people still ask you, are you vaccinated?
Right.
Right. Do it matter, motherfucker? Like, cause I'd be like,
and everybody by now have been vaccinated, caught it, or died. Like, I mean, now they talk about in some states they starting to enforce the mask again.
Right, which ain't that's cool, because there's a lot of people, believe it or not, who still wear their masks. They still
I see them.
people who don't go nowhere. They be like, shit. I'd be like, oh, you still on that?
I see it.
Only because I had it, didn't get it. I didn't get the vaccine, and I caught it. And I felt like I got a friend. I'm not gonna say his name. I ain't gonna say who he is, but he had gotten it, and he was very proud of it. He was like, I'm fully vaccinated. I'm not. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm good. And are you gonna get it? I was like, nah, I ain't fucking with that shit. I just don't understand it. I said I'm not against it, but for me personally, I just want to wait. That was my thing. I wanted to wait. And so he went in and this thing to me about, why I was irresponsible. Then when I got it, he was kind of like, oh yeah, Mr.
Right.
And I came out of that shit, but he kind of was looking at me like he felt like, yeah, I ain't gonna get it. People around him have gotten it. Like, I don't think he's gotten it to this point.
He probably got it, just don't want to admit it, man. Because
maybe he didn't know.
Around Christmas time, everybody had got that shit. They couldn't even open up NPS. The same motherfuckers they forced to get the jab couldn't even go to work because they asses was sick after getting it. I know a bunch of people that work for NPS that was mad as fuck. Said they feel betrayed, felt duped, they feel stupid for even taking the first one. And now they got to go through not knowing what the fuck this shit gonna do to them in the long run. And I really think they should have some lawsuits able to file with that shit.
Earl Henny said, I have friends that died from it that was not vaccinated. I know some people who died from it who weren't vaccinated too, but I know some people who were vaccinated who died.
That were fully vaccinated and boosted that died.
Right. Tiasha Arthur says she's still wearing her mask. Hey, I ain't mad at you.
Hey, do your thing.
Honestly, I forget most of the time. My wife was during the pandemic. My wife was really vigilant about it. So wherever we went, whenever we went anywhere,
she was supposed to be. She was supposed to be because we didn't know that.
After that, we didn't know nothing. But as it kind of, I just been like, and it's probably irresponsible of me, but because I don't think about it. Like I leave and I'll be like, damn, I ain't even got no mask. Oh, I'm about to go up in here. Fuck it, I'm just gonna stay 6 feet away from everybody, right? Psyching myself out and shit. Right? But yeah, I don't. We've been duped, man. We've been duped by the whole COVID thing.
They ran that money up, man, and eventually, I just say that's what it was. They ran up a check off.
I said that in the beginning.
Yeah, that
is for a check for the.
Yeah, whenever they pump in fear, watch the stock market. They had motherfuckers stocking up on tissue, paper towels, masks. Think about how much money the motherfuckers who own the mask companies made when they forcing everybody to buy this shit.
Still making them. You created a whole new industry. Motherfuckers put signs on masks and shit. Make it look, go with your fit.
Right,
like, man.
These damn plastic visors, they looking like they play on Tron and shit.
Right. Motherfuckers have full on stormtrooper helmets.
Right.
Like, nah, man. But I say we've been duped because the vaccine has proven to me, if nothing else, I haven't heard people come out, even people who've been vaccinated, to say, well, some of them, but to say, y'all know what? This shit was not really a vaccination. This was some bullshit. We made a mistake. We thought that, because I feel like I understand they might say it's better to err on the side of caution. So like to say there's a chance that this might be able to curve this thing, and we want to give it to people. It won't harm them. I can understand them saying we'll do. I just didn't buy into it. I thought it was too flimsy for me.
What it showed me is people that I really esteemed high and thought were intelligent, when they faced with fear, they happy to turn into the Gestapo too. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers was calling on people. They're having a get together over there, and calling the cops and shit. It's like, damn. It showed me that some of my friends and family would really police me if it ever came down to this mark or this jab or whatever the fuck the next thing they try to do. I mean, just like the Matrix said, you either shit, if anybody in the Matrix is an agent, you know what I'm saying? Because if they still in that shit, at any time they could turn on you when fear or social engineering tells them to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just want to say that the latest Matrix movie was garbage. I didn't understand it. It was weird. It
Yeah, I
was
wasn't really feeling that one.
like this is bullshit. I don't that
They
this random.
they should have let it lie. They
I mean, I
coming
think
out
you
with
could have
another
improved
John
it.
Wick.
I think you could have done it, but you could have done it like you could have improved it. I
It
feel like
was
they,
the
it did.
trilogy was cold on so many levels, and even on like esoteric and philosophical levels, they should have just left that shit alone, man. That's why I be one part of me be wanting another Big Trouble in Little China, but I'm like, nah, they gonna fuck it up. Leave it alone.
Right. Shout out to Joseph Cannon, one of my ex football players, a youth football player. He said, "Hey, Coach Barnes, how you been? What's going on, Joseph? How your family doing, man? Good
That's
people up
dope.
there." T.R. Arthur said, "I have a royal blue full visor and the one that just goes over your mouth." Yes, it's invested. That's what I'm
Ride
saying.
that motorcycle in Tron and shit.
Yeah, my wife she had her sewing machine out. She was over here making masks and all kinds. She was for real. My
Get your money. Get
wife
your
wasn't
money,
playing.
man.
I'm trying to tell you, man. She was like, and so that COVID thing is, we just went through some what them young boys said. That was some historical shit. That was, it was the pandemic was a crazy time, man.
It brought the hustler out of a lot of people though. A lot of people either sank or swim, and I'm proud of the people who said shit. I'm about to bring the inner hustler out.
Hey,
Yeah,
look, man, that's the nature of our people.
Yeah.
Times get hard, we figure shit out.
yeah. You go see, we go to making some shit. Shit got to shake around this motherfucker. What you doing? I'm selling
Right.
something, climbing up that tree and get them goddamn things on top of that tree and sell them. Well, motherfucker, climbing the tree. Um, but for my wife and I and my family, we laugh because we actually had a ball during the quarantine. Like I hear people talk about, man, I got tired of being around my wife. I got tired of man. We was playing laser tag and Dirt Wars and Uno cards, and it was crazy, man. We was just in the crib making up stuff to do, and it wasn't even like video games all the time. Like we was really up in here with the lights out, running around playing laser tag, shooting at each other, like all outside in the driveway. That's the kind of shit we did during the
Man,
pandemic. So we had a good time.
honestly, I didn't have to change shit. I don't really like being around people anyway to a certain extent. So I've always been a hermit. So like, man, shit, as long as I got my garden that can go in my backyard, I was cool. Like that's what I do on a daily anyway.
Man, I did some of my best RC, and I had kind of let up on RC a little bit. And
Oh man, I
during
was
the
driving mine
quarantine,
today.
oh man, I went crazy, man. I went crazy. I'm telling you, I was big power at the playground. All by myself, nobody to bother me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just out there just going. "Rear." So yeah, I had a good time, man. Doing good, man. That's what's up, man. I'm doing all right, Joseph, man. I hope you're doing the same. You have halfway through high school, these boys getting big. My son about to be a junior. Joseph about to be a junior as well. Like, damn, what happened? They was both just little ass kids. Uh, we got a lot of other stuff we're gonna talk about Wednesday night when we come back, man, because I want to talk about Byron Allen buying the black news station. I want to talk about Deion Sanders and what he's doing for black collar sports. We're gonna talk about all that stuff. And my man Scarface was named the greatest, and this was, of course, this is just a website poll. By according to hiphop.com, named the greatest Southern rapper of all times. I don't agree with the list that they put out, and I understand that everything is subjective, but this is one that I would have to agree with. I don't think people say Andre 3000 and these kinds of people, but I don't think anybody could eclipse Face in terms of this, who changed the view of what a Southern MC is. Scarface made you look at Southern MCs totally different. Like, whoa, shit, that dude is nice. And that's not to say some of the other great ones didn't, but I feel like Face was the first one to do it. So I totally agree with that. Did you see this list, or did you see that
No,
post?
I just saw that part. I
Okay.
Yeah, I
didn't click
just see
I
the
didn't click
Scarface
on the
part.
link. I just saw that. You know what I mean? That's agreeable. I think it's a lot of people out here that may say he's the best.
There's some people. I always put him behind Tupac. I be saying that
Yeah.
all. I always say Tupac and then Face, and people like, what? What are you talking about? Once again, let me find out that this Biggie song, man, that Puffy really ripped people off like that. I mean, you got if you listen to it, you go, what
Juicy.
the fuck? This is crazy. And Tiasha made a point of saying that the original Juicy was made by James and Tume. I do know. I knew that. I knew, that's one of my songs. Tume, come on, man. That dude was a genius. He just died. Rest in peace to Tume. But yeah, he was a genius. I love him Tume's music. But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Faces, I always say, listen to a Scarface record was just different. Like his shit just came off different. So I would agree. He's probably the greatest Southern rapper, and I was hold fast to Tupac being the greatest of all time. Like so, but yeah, Face definitely deserved that. They said he on a farewell tour. He's supposed to be retiring. Um, because that brother, he didn't survive cancer. I mean kidney failure, and he COVID almost
Hmm.
killed him. So Face was down bad for a minute. So I'm glad he's doing well. He
And
deserved
every
every.
album was hard.
Yeah. He can't. He doesn't have one that's not. Right? It ain't
No.
no. I mean, whether you like it or not, you can't say, and this shit is hard as hell, right? Like, oh,
He kicked
it
some of the
really is.
realest shit you gonna ever hear.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, and when you talk about rappers and shit, man, you could tell when they actually live that shit because they say little small shit that only people would know who was actually in that.
right. Yeah.
Face was so good at that. You listen to one song, he got all kind of gems in there like that, man. Dude is amazing.
Tiarsha Arthur said, Kamar, can you put me in the People's News Network? I can't find it. Thanks in advance. Kamar, did I make you a moderator
I don't know.
or
I think
admin?
so. I
I thought I
think
made you
so.
an admin a couple years ago.
You might have. You might. I think you did, but you might have took me off. You might have kicked me off. You might
No,
have
hell
fired.
no.
You might have fired me. Like stick to Outlaw Radio. You stick to Outlaw Radio. You
You
really
can't
ain't
do that.
moderating shit. Like,
I'm gonna pick you. I'm gonna take you. I'll fire you in the People's News. Hell no. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add you as an admin. That way, if anybody ever wants to get in, you can get in. But we're friends, so I can add you, TR. I didn't know that you weren't in there. If you out there listening, join the People's News Network, man. Most of the stuff we talk about is gonna be in there. So if you think I'm lying or if I got some of it wrong, which I'm prone to do from time to time, you can go and check yourself and read and say, "Oh, he ain't know what the fuck you or he can't read that shit." What he said wasn't even right. Here it is, right here. But yeah, man. So even when we come back, I want to talk about the traffic initiative that they're about to launch in Wisconsin or in Milwaukee, right? And this involves like bringing like state troopers to patrol some of the streets, right? So and they say give you a state ticket, which
oh,
costs more than a city ticket. Um, so yeah, and they talking about bait cars that they're using.
bad
And see,
boy.
I said this a long time ago. People wasn't listening. And I said, listen, there's technology out there that deals with high speed chases. There's a lot of different technology. So why wouldn't the MPD? Because I feel like they had, and I feel like they had the budget to do so. Why wouldn't they purchase some of this equipment? So now, guess what they're about to do with some of the COVID money? Purchase some of this equipment. Now they're talking about what I said, putting together certain squads, equipping certain cars with certain equipment, and parking them strategically. All that shit I said, man. They finna do this now through this initiative. So yeah, I'm giving myself credit. Shit, right? Kamar said it. Himself.
Yeah.
Kamar
You
always say
better
that.
give yourself some credit, nigga.
Yeah,
Love on yourself.
Who else gonna do it?
Right.
right.
Nobody.
What you got till Wednesday, Kamar? In between 9
Oh
Wednesday.
boy, shit. I got a lot of shit going on, y'all. Get ready. Get a pen. Get a pen and a notebook. Write this shit down. Pen and a piece of paper. Write this shit down. Okay,
Look, I'm
so
doing shit.
tomorrow, tomorrow I'll be at Alice's Garden. Wednesday I may be at the Kids Fest on Brown Deer Road. I might be. I'm not sure. But Thursday you can catch me at the Fondy Market. Friday I'm gonna be at Outpost Market in Mequon in the morning, and then I'll be at the Gospel Fest Friday night on Brown Deer Road. And then I'm gonna be at the Blues Fest Saturday, the Blues Fest Sunday, back on Outlaw Radio Monday, and then we're gonna start this shit all over again.
Yeah, we got some shit coming up. We got some guests coming up.
Oh
Real
yeah, we also got this Wednesday night. I have something up. I got another pop-up event at I was telling you about this, Kev, too. At the Transcendent Hair Salon.
okay. Oh yeah, okay.
The pop up there, but then also she wants us to go live there also. I
Okay.
talked to Ghetto already. He said he was with it.
Yeah, you know what, I gotta hit that brother up. So I'll talk to Ghetto and I'll see what how we gonna do it.
Let's get on a three-way with that. So when you're ready to talk about that one.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to him. I haven't spoken to him at all about nothing. So I don't
I
know.
had so much stuff going on, man. You know what I mean? I almost forgot. I ain't told rail or nothing, man. But I'm gonna put you in the loop.
For sure.
Yeah. Man, I know I had gotten a message from Shanita Hamilton, who used to live in Milwaukee. I guess she moved to Georgia.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I seen her at the Friday market a couple weeks ago.
Right. Okay. So I don't know her personally, but I know back in the days when, man, this is so long ago, we were doing live from 3041 North, and London Brown had the Black Empowerment magazine, and they had a gala, and we were live from the VIP in 3041 North, and it was all kinds of vendors there, and she was one of them. Like, cause I was gonna buy a dashiki. It's the funniest story in the world. I was gonna buy a dashiki, and my brother stopped me. Like, man, you better not buy no goddamn dashiki. Cause I was like, no, I want no. He's like, man, you better sit your ass down. Don't buy no dashiki. But I was trying to do, because we always have sponsorships available for the show. I just don't sell them like I should. It's on me. I don't put it out there enough for people to really get in. So if you're listening and you want to do any kind of business like that, just hit me up. I should have said that. I always forget to even talk about the shit. But we was gonna bring her on then. I think, Kamara, that's when after you had joined, when we was gonna do the sponsorships. That might have been right before COVID. Long story short, she says she lives in Georgia now and she got some juices. Sea moss ginger lemonade is what she told me. And she was like, well, I'm gonna send it to you and I want you to taste it live on the air and tell people what you think. And I'm like, that's cool at first. And then I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Because I asked my wife, like, damn, how do you navigate that? Like, especially, and if I don't know you, like, I don't know you, like, and
I
I'm
heard
saying,
some. I done
I
heard
had
some
some.
reviews.
I had some. It was pretty good.
okay. Thank you for saying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They already had used it a month ago. Did you see all those shares that pulled up on some Kia boys at a gas station on 20th and Burleigh? Yeah, there are a lot of crazy looking undercovers out here now. Is that part of that? I don't know, TR. So I don't know if that's part of that. But Kamar, you said you've heard some reviews, and I don't want to. Once again, I don't know,
I
because
ain't
this is
gonna go there either.
It was random. It was random out the blue. She's just like, well, I'll send you. I said, okay. I thought it was gonna be here today.
I'm
But
gonna tell you off air what I heard.
okay, now see, now people gonna be like, oh shit, like, oh, this is that. No, man, no podcast beef, man. No.
That's why I ain't finna. You know what I mean? I'll tell you. But yeah.
No juice banging on Outlaw Radio. Now, see, literally, I've seen at least 9 people in this city selling juice, or like the product, and it's getting more diverse because, like I said, you do have Funky Fresh Spring Rolls, and you have people Lush Popcorn, and you have all these businesses that are black businesses. I'm hoping that spirit continues. You know,
Yeah, it's dope.
but so, like, people, I have juices and health bars, and they opening businesses, and people working out, black people working out and shit. It's just crazy. I'm about to get my big ass on a treadmill somewhere. It'll be a while from now, though. A long time from now. But
I gotta get back on it, man, because shit, my dreads getting longer. And one of the reasons I never wanted to get dreads as a big dude is because I never wanted to look like that motherfucker off of Fraggle Rocks.
oh
So,
no.
so I'm like, yeah, shit, I ain't cutting them now. So let me go ahead and get this weight up off of me.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. For me, it's just food, because I fuck some food up, and I will eat some food, man. I'm trying to tell you, people, so we know, Kev, we can see you. But I'm saying like when people say how you lose weight, I understand that really the main way to lose weight is to change how you eat if you're a fat person. Like, but I'll do like when I say I barbecue, right? Like in my family, my cousins, they got a little thing now, this little barbecue cook off, and I'm a little offended that you know what I mean. But I'm gonna leave that off the air, because everybody already know if I slam some baby backs and some rib tips in the pan and decide to do what I do and serve, I'm winning every competition. You cannot outdo me. I'll just say that. But I'll do that, man. When I don't believe in light up my grill unless we gonna eat for 3-4 days off of it. So it's meat and sausages and chicken and steak and hamburgers and brats and ribs and rib tips and all this shit. And I'll be like, man, I've been eating barbecue for 4 days. And I'll be like, that's why my ass wide as a goddamn interstate highway. So I got to do a better job at that, man. I got to start. My wife be on me too. Like, you ain't supposed to be eating that. I'm like, I know, but I'm almost done. So I'm just going to finish this one. Ain't going to eat there another one. But the next day I be eating again. Like Friday. But no, so I want to try to put together some kind of campaign for that, for some pledge, man, that we can do with brothers to say, man, we got to start eating better, man. She said, can she get a plate? Listen, you don't want that. Y'all don't want that. Because especially if you're a person who's trying to watch their weight and you like really you eat my barbecue once, you're gonna be like, dude, this is ridiculous. I'm trying to tell you, man. My daughter is very particular. She'll go somewhere. I don't care where she at. She'll be out of town like that. I'm at this place. She'll make it a point to call me like, they made barbecue here. I'm like, is it good? She's like, no, it don't taste nothing like yours. This is disgusting. And that's all she called me to tell me. And she'll hang up and be like, no, they can't make it. So yeah, man, I'm no joke with the smoke, man.
Get
no
that
joke.
food truck cracking, man.
Man, my wife and I have been talking about that for years.
Here's your confirmation, man, from the universe.
I ain't really no cook like that though, bro. I ain't really, cause I can't, come home and shit smelling like ribs. Been working. I ain't. That ain't really what I like to do it on the weekend, but I wouldn't want to do it for a living. Said smoking fucking fire and ash all day, every day, and then I wouldn't even want to eat barbecue.
You gotta love cooking.
Yeah, that's true.
To cook for a living, you gotta love cooking, man. You're gonna get burned out real quick if you're not, especially if you're the chef.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I do a bunch of different stuff with this. My kebab game is on tight. Like that's what I'm saying. Nobody don't want to play with me on that, man. Y'all don't want to do that. Y'all don't want to do that. I ain't gonna say nothing to my cousins. If anybody in my family is listening, you know who you are, right? I'm not gonna say your name because I want to protect the guilty. When y'all get done playing in the minor leagues, y'all come on up here to the majors, baby. This is the NFL around here, right? Northside Food League. No. I got to get on my weight loss journey. That was I ended up talking about barbecue. That's how fat I am. You start talking about losing weight and end up talking about barbecue. That's why your ass is fat. But yeah, man, support these brothers in the community. Support, grab the books from Rail. Get your juices, get your stuff, your tea, your vitality, and your herbs and your detoxes from Kamar. And man, get a sponsorship on Outlaw Radio. You got a business, right? Because I'm gonna do this once. I'm gonna taste this juice live on the air. I'm gonna do this once for free. But anytime I do anything like that afterwards, I'm gonna have to charge. And now I know we did a shrimp boil, like a crab boil a few years ago when Jason was here. It was absolutely delicious. Chef Brown, was it Monique Brown? I think her name was Chef Monique Brown. It was ridiculous. We got Piggy on here. It was a mess. It was delicious. So we can do that kind of stuff too. But I gotta have a certain kind of. Come on, we had vegan food on here.
Oh yeah, we used to have vegan chefs coming through all the time. Remember, Chef Percentia, Chef Percentia. Yeah, she came and cooked on air.
Right.
Remember?
Right here on the spot. Yep, sure did. I feel like it was more than her though. I feel like we did that more than once.
We did. We had the vegan restaurant from the Sherman Phoenix when they was there. Remember, she came, Anna.
Right. Yeah.
Who did the remember vegan, the name of the restaurant though?
Who did the vegan crab boil? Didn't somebody do something like a vegan seafood?
Yeah, that was Chef Percentia.
Okay. I just know we was down here like, man, what's happening? And she didn't want to tell.
Oh no, that was Anna and them. They did that.
Did they do the seafood?
Yeah, that was them. Yeah, that's what they did. They broke.
And we had a regular worldly seafood boil too. So that's what I'm saying. If y'all want to do stuff like that, I don't have a problem with it. Just hit me up. But yeah, I'm gonna taste this. I'm gonna taste this juice live on the air. I hope it's good. Tiarsha said I lost weight by giving up candy. Me and my friends did a 60-day challenge, and whoever lost the most weight got the pot, which we paid $5 every week. I think that's
Hey,
it.
look,
$5.
I tell people all the time, man. A lot of the time, your healing or whatever goal you trying to meet, it just be a small lifestyle change that you might need to take. And that's a perfect example of it. Just cutting the sugar out, cutting the candy out your life.
I got to stop with fast food, especially.
Take it in levels. You know what I'm saying? Just take it in levels. Find one thing, get comfortable, stick to it. After you're comfortable, find something else to take out your life. You know what I'm saying? Or to add into your life. I say
Yeah, I got to
focus
stay away
on
from
good.
fast
So
food,
focus
man.
on adding something good or focus on doing something good in your lifestyle. You know what
And
I
I got to
mean?
stay
Don't
away
worry
from
about the bad. That shit gonna fall off in the long run.
the word double too is bad for me because I will holler out double in a drive-through in a minute. They be like double. Get some double in a minute. Like you want give me an extra too, and put some extra. I got to stay away from all that shit. But I'm a work in progress, man. We'll be back, man. We'll be back. We'll have adult conversations Wednesday night, man. I don't know what happened tonight. You know what? Anytime I move my computer, it act moody when I bring it back into the studio. So I had to do some other shit. I had, doing some other work over the weekend, and it just was acting real goofy tonight. It wouldn't let me send a link to y'all, but we got it together, man. I'm glad y'all brothers came. As usual, I had a good time, man. If you hear something on the show that offended you, or if you felt disrespected by, figure out who said it and then get at their ass, right? Just know who to be mad at. Don't be mad at the whole show, right? Get at their ass. Send them all kinds of nasty DMs and shit. No, just kidding. We believe in intentional solidarity, man. We believe in supporting each other. We want to support y'all, so we hope y'all support us, man. Peace and love, man. Peace and love. We'll see y'all Wednesday night.